Morally speaking, is the mystery. Awesome. We are set. Ignore my ramblings. I'm yip yapping because I'm trying to set up. Appreciate y'all being here. I am VSL, Vegan Stoner Lady. Oh, I guess you can't see me. Ta-da! Hello, I'm here. So my name is VSL. I am an animal rights activist. I speak up for other animals. I want to know, why aren't you vegan yet? Veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of other animals. So why aren't you vegan yet? You know, if you were being oppressed, would you want your oppressor to keep using you or stop? So below that, I have some resources. I think I need some water. I've got Dominion 2018, a great documentary you can watch on watchdominion.org. It's also free on YouTube. Nutritionfacts.org is just a great website to go to if you want to know about the nutrition side of a plant-based diet. They have all the evidence there, a bunch of studies. And then below that, we have vegan challenges. 10 weeks to vegan, 10weeks.org is a 10-week vegan challenge. And they actually provide vegan mentors, although I think you have to sign up for it kind of separately. Vegan Easy is great. It's a 30-day challenge, so a little shorter, but they both provide community. So you can join a group with other new vegans and, you know, have community with people that are going through what's similar to you. So that's nice. I feel like community is absolutely needed and important. Hey, what's up? I see you in my other chat. YouTube. We're going to watch the numbers. Let me actually share the live to YouTube so they can come over here to TikTok and request up. I think it goes there. Hold on a second. There you go. And then I go over here and I go link to request up. All right, so YouTube, the message that's pinned in the chat, please use it. If you're not vegan, come up and talk to me. I am going to do just me again today. No other vegans. I feel like I do better when it's just me. Like I don't get as upset. Maybe what I'll do is, since I do Mondays and Fridays, maybe my Friday will be, you know, communal with other vegans, and Mondays will be just VSL up here. Just because I want to see if that's really the pattern, you know. So I love you vegans. Thank you for being here. But it'll just be me on the panel. I do want to say, though, where I really need you is in the chat. There's a lot of people that will ask questions that I won't be able to get to. And that's, you know, it sucks. So I would really love it if you guys could help me out and, you know, try to be on an honest, non-sarcastic level at first. But let's answer these questions and see if we can get some more people to start accepting, you know, that they're living out of alignment with their own principles, and that it would be better for everybody if we all started living in alignment with our own principles. So, I didn't bring up my little multi-guest list. All right, so besides my resources, 18 and older only. I don't want to talk to any kids. So please, if you're over 18 and you're not vegan, tell me why you're not vegan. So, as I said just a moment ago, veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of other sentient beings. And that means if you were being imprisoned and used for your body, your labor, whatever, and it benefited me to utilize that, whatever benefit we were getting from you, because I could go without or I can find an alternative, I wouldn't want to do that to you out of principle, because I don't want to be exploited or used without my consent. So that's all veganism is, just respecting sentient beings on a sentient being level, by bare minimum, not demanding each other's exploitation. So plants are not sentient. They don't have a brain or central nervous system. The other animals that we use, they do have a brain and a central nervous system. If you want to save the plants, go vegan. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the evidence shows that if we eat plants directly, we reduce how many plants we grow. So if we actually eliminate animal ag, we could free up 75% of our agricultural land and feed over our current population. So if you're worried about the plants, you should go vegan. We would grow much fewer plants. Hey, Anik, you're always making delicious food. Pine nuts, those are the best. Tomatoes, carrots, onions, garlic, the usual. Sounds good. Hey, Navia. It's good to see you, Allison. Martin, I said hello to you earlier. Who else was here earlier? I said hello to. No Justice lasts forever. Good to see y'all. Thank you guys for being here. I would argue that someone who defends the vulnerable is stronger than someone who says they have to violate the vulnerable in order to be tough. So, hey, Lori, I'll bring you up, but I'm not going to have vegans on my panel today. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, girl. All right.
Oh, that's okay.
Missing your lives.
No, don't be sorry.
Sorry.
I honestly didn't. I didn't put out a post or anything saying I was going to be live, so I was just kind of throwing it out there.
Yeah, I never know what days you're on.
I still am doing Mondays and Fridays, but I started doing Mondays and Friday evenings instead of Monday morning, like right now. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
like around
exactly.
4 or so on Mondays and Fridays.
But
got it.
I don't know. I thought I'd try 9 a.m. again just to see the kind of audience I can grab. So, yeah.
Oh.
But I'm gonna take you down, Lori. I'm really sorry. I'm just not gonna have any vegans up today. I did the same thing last Monday, and I seemed to keep my cool a little better. So I was gonna test it out one more time. But if you would like to, I would love to have you on the panel on Friday if you're okay with that. Awesome.
Yeah,
I love having you on the panel.
Anytime.
You're actually fun to work with.
Okay.
So I appreciate you,
listen.
Lori. I mean, if you have something to say, you're welcome to request back up. But yeah, I'm going to try to do it just me today. I love Laura. If you're not following Two Spirit Veg, go follow her. She is amazing. She goes on other lives and she's speaks up for the animals. Just a great animal rights activist. She has a very rich background that she pulls from. Ask her questions. She's full of answers. Okay. Yeah, I like it when I lose it sometimes too, but other times, I don't know. I want to be a controlled burn. Yeah, Two Spirit Veg. Appreciate you. Okay, we've got some requests. Let's bring them up. And again, you got to be over 18. And I just want to have honest conversations. Okay, guys? All right. That Camaro guy. Hey, are you over 18?
Yep.
Right on.
I sure am.
So why aren't you vegan yet?
Because I love eating bacon. I love eating steak, chicken. Yeah.
Are you aware that animals are sentient? Are you aware that animals are sentient? Oh, okay.
No.
Do you know what sentience means? Oh, okay. So sentience just means the ability to experience life, to have your own subjective experience of the world.
I was trolling. I probably shouldn't troll. No,
okay.
I gotcha.
So if you understand that animals are sentient, do you think that taste pleasure justifies violating them? Would that justify violating a human?
Well, people still have abortions, so I guess technically, yeah.
Some people have abortions. It's okay to stick knives into animals.
Well, a lot of people have abortions. It's not like a minority. Like a lot of people have abortions.
Not you. What does someone else that's having an abortion have to do with your choices in the grocery store?
I guess we just think
You
the
think
same,
the
you know?
same as in what? What does someone getting an abortion think?
They don't care about
Oh,
sentient life,
so you
so
don't understand
neither do
veganism.
I.
Veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings, not the kill or not the unaliving.
No, yeah, I know.
We're not against unaliving.
Mhm.
We're not against cruelty. We're against exploitation. Can you tell me what exploitation means?
No, but I do know what
Okay,
exploitation
so what
is.
it
Thanks,
means
though.
is to use someone unfairly for your benefit. Does that sound like abortion? Really?
Yes.
Do you get abortions? Then why do you care?
No. Because over 1 million of my
So
generation
you
have
want
been
more people on this
taken out
planet?
by abortion. I think those people deserved a
Well,
right
why aren't
to,
you? Okay, so right now
choose
you're committing a
themselves.
sin. Why aren't you making babies right now? You're denying someone life right now. You should go do that. It's too terrible that someone says the priority is to bring people to life, and he's worried about all the little babies that didn't make it here, and yet he's taking the life of babies. What? So you didn't want those babies to be aborted. You think that they should have been left alone, but you do think it was good for you to take the lives of the animals. Do you see how you're not being consistent? Like, it's either you want all those babies born from your weird logic and you would be vegan, right? Because you would care about sentience. But you're contradicting yourself. You're saying because other people don't respect your idea of sentience, it's okay for you to actually take someone's actual sentience away. Interesting. If anybody else brings up abortion, I will drop you. I'm not going to play this game anymore. Abortion is between the person who's pregnant and their doctor, not you. You don't get to say what happens in someone else's body. If someone is inside my body and I don't consent to that, sentient or not, I am ejecting them. That has nothing to do with veganism. That's me defending myself. And it's really disgusting when people who don't have a uterus are the ones advocating for abortion. Like, it clearly shows that they have inaccurate, like, they feel really bad about themselves. So they have to feel like they have power by making others feel like objects. Because when you make a woman have to give birth, she's no longer a woman or a person. She's no longer a being. She's a vessel. And her body belongs to whoever occupies it. What? Gross. No, if I don't want you in there, sayonara. Crazy. That's fine. You can be pro-choice or pro-life and vegan. The issue is when you're avidly one or the other. So you care about sentience or you care about autonomy and you're fighting tooth and nail for it, but you're taking it away from the animals. What? You're being illogical. When you're illogical with who you respect, you're opening the door to harmful discriminations like racism, sexism, homophobia, etc. Because you're saying it's okay to take this arbitrary trait, the fact that animals, they don't speak your language and they look different. Oh, because they can't defend themselves, I can do what I want to them, regardless of the fact that they care about what happens to themselves. Ridiculous. Gixer, hi, are you over 18?
Hello.
Okay, why aren't
I
you
am.
vegan yet?
Because there is just way too much food to eat compared to getting the protein from a steak, and I'm not into eating
Okay,
that
how
much.
much? When you
So I'd rather eat a
say
steak,
that I
get my
eat a lot,
proteins,
okay,
eat a burger.
are you done?
You
Yeah,
asked
but
me a
you're
question,
going
you didn't let
on.
me finish. You just
Oh my
totally interrupted and
God.
cut me off.
I don't want to talk to crybabies, guys. Get over yourselves. If you eat your total calories, you'll get all your protein. I promise. Nah, are you over 18? Okay, why aren't you
Yeah.
vegan yet?
Probably because, like, I don't know, meat has, like, protein, and, like, I think it's been, like, pretty normalized over the last couple of years. Well, for, like, ancestry years. And it's, like, I don't see anything wrong with it. Like,
Okay. Hold on a second.
why
Hold
else
on.
are animals
You
on
have
the planet?
3 reasons so far. We've got ancestors. We've got normalized. We've got protein. Anything else? Okay. So,
Nah, but, like,
is everything that
yeah.
our ancestors did moral? Is everything
Well,
our ancestors did? Okay, they raped
kinda.
each other. Was that moral?
Well, I don't know how you're getting grape out of
Are you
eating
following? Do you
meat.
want me to drop you? Maybe you need to watch for a bit. Do you think everything our ancestors did was moral? They would grape each other. They would unjustly unalive each other. They would eat each other. Do you think that was moral?
Well,
Oh,
not
good.
everything.
Okay, so we agree. Not everything that's ancestral is moral. Good. So, normalized. Human slavery was at one time normalized. Was it moral? Right. I
No,
agree.
that wasn't, no.
Protein. Do you think you can't get protein from any other source?
Like, you probably could,
You
but, like,
can.
I don't
So I
know.
actually have resources right here. If you go to nutritionfacts.org, they show you how to get all your needed nutrition in a day, including your protein. As long as you eat a varied diet and you eat your total calories in a day, you'll get all your protein. Just focus on eating like tempeh, tofu, beans, nuts, things that are high in protein.
Yeah. I also got one other question. Why do you vegans care so much about,
Why
like, other
did
people eating meat?
abolitionists care about slaves?
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Wow. You don't know about America's history and that we owned slaves?
Nah, mate, I'm
Wow.
Australian.
That's terrible. You should learn about your history. It's, pretty bad. Hey, are you over 18?
Hello.
Okay,
I
why
very
aren't you
much am,
vegan yet?
ma'am. Due to a couple of reasons. One is my cultural reasons, and the other one is the fact that scientifically, humans ourselves were not herbivores. We're previously opportunistic omnivores, and we still have our canines so that we could tear through meat. We are
So,
omnivores. It is
there are many
scientific that we are omnivores.
there are many herbivores that have larger canines than we do.
Yes, but the way our
So,
bodies are shaped, we would have
why does
the
that
way our bodies
matter?
were shaped. If we were to have transition, because if we were to have,
What
because the
happens if
way their
I
teeth work
what
are not the
happens
same
if
as
I eat
ours.
vegan for 10 years? What's going to happen to me?
So when you pull up a
You're
picture of a
not
gorilla with
answering my
sharp
question,
canines as
Sammy.
well,
What happens?
because you
Do
didn't
I need
answer
to move
no.
on?
Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen 10 years from
Okay,
now when
20
if you
years
choose
from
to be
now, what's
vegan
going
or
to
still
happen
be
to
a meat
me?
eater. There's
Then
gonna
what
be
are
no
you
difference because our
talking
body
about? Who
bodies have
cares what our bodies were meant for? You can survive. Okay,
because
what's
that's
veganism?
I don't know. Could you give me the brief? Because I get veganism mixed up with the other versions of it, like
So
pescatarians and stuff.
veganism is not a diet, first off. It's a rights movement. It's an ethical stance
Okay.
against the exploitation of sentient beings. So it doesn't matter what naturally happened in the past. What matters is I don't want to demand someone else's exploitation if I don't need to. And the evidence shows right now that humans can thrive on a plant-based diet. We actually live longer if we eat
We
fewer animal products.
but there's studies where humans who have
It doesn't
eaten
matter,
nothing but meat
Sangy.
have also lived for a
Why
long
am I
time.
vegan? Why
But
am
that
I vegan?
contradicts your argument. You're vegan for ethical
Exactly. That's
reasons,
why I'm
correct?
here. I'm telling you that you have the
Okay.
same principles as me. You just might be misinformed on some information. You don't need to use animals. There's
I'm
nothing
not.
you need from them.
We do.
Name one thing
Yes, we
you
do.
need from them that you can't get from other sources.
Well, just going based off of even if today,
Name one
if right now
thing that
today,
you.
all of humanity.
Okay, let's go.
I'm about to. I'm
Let's
about
go.
to. I'm about to. If today, if all of humanity were to reset, we would
You're
still
not
need cows.
answering
We would
me.
still
What
need
do
to
we?
domesticate.
I'm gonna
We
move
would still
on.
need to
I'm gonna move
domesticate
on if you can't
cows.
answer me. One more time.
I'm
One more
I like
time.
how I'm trying to. I'm
No,
trying
you're
to answer the
talking a
question.
lot. What do we need? Do we need protein? Do we need leather? What do we need from animals that we can't get from other sources? Why do we need fur?
We also need them for
We
because
don't
furs keep
need
humans
fur.
warm. We do
Dude,
not have natural.
get the
Yes, we
fuck
do. We do
outta
not have
here.
natural thick
You
enough coats of
are
hair to
dumb.
keep us warm. So we need.
Wow, TikTok is delayed. That was like literally a whole minute of him just talking after I hit the button. That was crazy. I'm almost scared now to bring people up. Okay, guys, I think we're missing something here. Veganism is against the exploitation of sentient beings. We don't need their fur. You're the only one that believes that, dude. I promise. We don't need their fur. Go Google. Do we need fur? No. We have all the alternatives. We have synthetic fur. We have synthetic leather. We have clothing that is meant to actually withstand the freezing temperatures that they don't use animal products in. You don't need fur. Gross. I need to peel the skin off of somebody so that I look fancy. Ridiculous. Again, veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. Would you want to be in a prison cell so that someone can take your skin because they don't want to use the alternatives? They want your skin. It's soft. I like the way it feels on my skin. Gross. Cowley, are you there? Looks like you're loading. Hi. Are you over 18? Right on.
Yep, 29.
Why aren't you vegan yet?
I'm not vegan yet because I love to eat meat. I really do. And furthermore, I understand the ethical standpoint, but I also have my own free will and
Okay.
I'm allowed to make my own choices.
Would you help me
and I like it,
advocate
and that's my
to
choice.
start a dog farm next door to you? A dog farm.
A dog what?
Where I'm gonna raise them like
a
cows.
dog farm?
And then I'll.
You can if you want. There's lots of people that do.
I
work
think
at a
you
place
didn't
that
hear
does
me.
that.
What I said was, would you help me advocate to open a dog farm next door to you?
No, because that's a lot of
What
work
if I
that you're not
paid you?
paying
Would
me
you
to
help
do.
me advocate so that I can farm dogs, slit their throats, and hang them upside down? Wow.
Sure.
What if it were human babies?
Yeah. If it were human babies, interesting. But see, you can't equate human babies to
Dude,
animals.
I'm not going to talk to you. You're not an honest person. Alec, are you over 18? Why aren't you vegan yet?
Yeah. Well, because in Mark chapter 7, Jesus permitted
My
all
Bible
food to be
says
eaten.
that I can enslave all non-vegans in my basement. Chapter
Where does
1,
it say that?
verse 4.
In
My Bible.
what chapter?
My Bible doesn't have a lot of chapters in it.
Well, that sounds like a
It's not.
satanic Bible.
Who has
man.
a satanic Bible? The one who says that you can take someone's life by slitting their throat and drinking their blood?
Anything that goes
Is it
against the
something where
gospel.
you take someone's life for a sacrifice, a blood sacrifice, and you eat their insides and such? That sounds more satanic to me than eating plants. So it sounds like you're the satanic one. Honestly, I don't even think you understand Satanism. Maybe you should go research that too. Whew, a lot of misinformed num-nums coming up here. I love my BF so much. Are you over 18?
Yes.
What year were you born? You should have that math ready. Reptar, are you over 18? All right, so why aren't you vegan yet?
Just wanted to say you're
I'm
approving
approving. I don't know what you meant. Neo, are you over 18?
I'm 18,
Okay,
turning
why aren't you
19.
vegan yet?
Because humans
What
are
does omnivore
omnivores.
mean?
A species that can eat animals and
Exactly.
plants too.
Can eat animals. Do you think that we have to?
You don't have to, but our ancestors
Okay.
survived doing
All
that.
right.
They
That's
also
fine.
survived.
Do animals feel pain?
Yes, but
Do animals care what
usually have
happens to
the
them?
intelligence.
Okay.
Yes,
So
but
if they care what
animals usually
happens
have the
to them
intelligence of a
and we don't
2-year-old.
need to use them, what morally justifies violating them?
Because like humans are within the food
So again, you
chain,
don't
humans
need
are
them.
the
Are you trying to
predators.
say might makes right? Because you're the supreme being, it's okay for you to violate those that are below you?
If it's an animal,
Yikes.
then you can
You know, that's how
harvest
the
their meat.
racism was, right? They will reduce someone to an animal, which is to say the bare minimum should be abuse.
Well, that was illogical because all humans
Why was it
are
illogical?
like the same. So, because like black, white,
So
it's
tell
literally
me
the
then,
same.
hold
Animal,
on.
human,
What is the
not the
difference then
same.
between animals and humans that justifies the difference in treatment?
Animals will
Oh,
have
so it's
the
how smart
intelligence
someone
of a
is.
2-year-old maximum.
You know, hold on,
Also,
stop saying
the
also. Stop
species
running
like
away from your point that you just failed on. We talked about intelligence. Does that mean you're okay with enslaving not intelligent humans?
no, because
So
the
what
of the
is it
species that
about
has the
humans
capacity
that
to
makes
think.
it not okay to harm them, but okay to do to animals?
Because they're of the
So
species
it's
that has the
about DNA
capacity to think.
specifically. So don't you think that's
Yeah,
the
I'd
same
say.
thing as
If you're
saying I'm white, you're black, and because you're not in my group? So again, I
no,
want to point out animals care what happens to them. They're sentient. That means they're having their own experience of life. That's all that matters.
yes,
Wait,
I'm
hold
aware
on,
of
stop
that. But
talking for a
about your
second.
point,
With humans, if we had a non-intelligent human, tell me why I can't do what I want to them. You're
because
begging
of
the
the
question.
species
You're just
that
saying they're human. I'm going to move on, I think. I don't think you
yeah,
understand. There is no morally relevant difference between humans and animals. We care about what happens to us. That's all that matters. It's not, I don't care about other humans, okay? You're assuming a lot about other humans. You're like, oh, all humans like each other. Like, there's a human. I'm always going to protect a human. That's silly. That's not why we protect other humans. We protect them because we're sentient. We avoid suffering. We can relate with other humans and see when they're suffering. And we don't want someone to go through that because we understand. Same thing when a dog gets kicked, right? When they yelp, we relate with that because they're sentient. We know that if we were the dog, we wouldn't want to be kicked, right? So I'm saying there is no morally relevant difference. If it's wrong to kick a dog because the dog will suffer, it's wrong to kick a human because the human will suffer. If it's wrong to enslave a human because they'll suffer, it's wrong to enslave an animal because they will suffer. Did I do that math well enough for you? Okay. I really don't like it when you guys try to rush in what you're going to say. I'm going to mute you. So just don't bother rushing. Just slow down, okay? Let's have a conversation. Vince, are you over 18? Okay.
Yes, I'm
Why aren't
30.
you vegan yet?
All right, so I'm a zoologist and I covered this for a bit on my YouTube channel. So humans require vitamin B12 in order for proper neurological development and nerve sustainability. And a chronic lack of B12 actually leads to
Just take a
everything from nerve
vitamin.
impairments to slow cognitive
Just take a
decline.
vitamin.
But you see that that vitamin actually comes from animal sources. You can't have a B12 vitamin without using yeast or animal products
I
to
have it
create
right
that
here.
B12.
It's made out of seaweed.
So you what's funny? What's funny is like you're literally over here having to take supplements, arguing that you can only survive on plants, even though there's proof that
stop. Why are you
there's
fighting
digestive
me?
enzymes.
Why are you fighting me?
I'm fighting it because you're ignorant.
Vince, it's so sad. Are you an adult? I mean, how are we supposed to?
I'm a
you're
zoologist,
clearly stupid. Okay, I don't care what you are. You can get everything you need on a plant-based diet. Okay, you don't need to use animals. Animals care about what happens to them. I don't care that you're a zoologist. That means nothing. Drew, are you over 18? Still says you're loading. Are you over 18? Okay.
Yes,
Why aren't
ma'am.
you vegan yet?
Because I enjoy
Okay. Do you recognize or understand that animals are sentient? Okay. What does that mean?
Yeah. But I'd eat you if I could get away with it.
Not a good thing. That's a bad thing. Yeah, that's not tolerated. So, where did the list go? Not so gentle, gentleman. Hi, are you over 18?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Why aren't you vegan yet?
Because either way, if I eat plants, I'm still ethically wrong.
What's veganism?
Veganism is to where you are on a plant-based diet.
Veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So I am against the enslavement.
And you're right, and I do agree with that.
Do you think there's something we need from animals that would justify what we do to them?
Well, the thing is, most soy-based products come from soy farms and like soybean farms.
You can eat.
But either way, most vegetable farmers will kill.
Yeah. Okay. How many animals are killed in the fields?
Within.
Oh, how many animals do we slaughter every year? Did you not just see the difference in numbers?
Well,
billions versus,
the thing is,
it takes multiple millions to make a single billion, right? Okay.
Yeah, I know that, but still,
millions
either
versus
way,
billions?
it's still morally wrong.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. So let me get this straight. Because we're not perfect,
matters.
You're going to appeal to futility and say, I'm going to increase my harm. I'm going to do the maximum amount of harm.
So we're not
You don't need to be perfect.
So
what's wrong with human slavery? What's wrong with human slavery?
But you just said we're not perfect. It's humanity's.
So if I have the opportunity to have a slave, I should just do it.
Well, from what you just said,
that's what you said. So, I didn't say that. You said we're imperfect, so therefore I can enslave someone. That's what you just said. There's all this harm in the world, so I'm going to enslave someone. That's what you just said.
Can someone clip that to where she just said that? And
okay.
Yeah,
you're clearly too distractible. You can't focus. Maybe go take your ADHD meds. Ben, are you over 18?
Yes, I'm over 18.
What year were you born?
Miss.
Why aren't you vegan yet?
I don't think like plants have the base
You don't
diet.
think? Why don't you do some research?
For what I need. I don't know. I'm not sure because I feel like being vegan just doesn't have the people that go against plants.
Go against plants?
I mean,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Veganism is like an abolitionist to human slavery. Veganism is against the exploitation of sentient beings. Exploitation means to be used unfairly without consideration for your consent.
No, I feel like you just have a lot of empathy. Like,
do you have to have a lot of empathy to not support slavery? Or do you just recognize that that's immoral?
So slavery is with his vegan stuff?
Maybe you should go sit in the audience. You sound like you're not really following. What I'm saying is that we don't need to use them. They don't want to be used. And even though you can reap great benefits from them, you don't need to use them. You can get everything you need from other sources. Just like human slavery is wrong. That's what we are as vegans. We're against the enslavement of other beings. Rick, are you over 18? Okay.
Yeah,
why aren't you
27.
vegan yet?
So I actually tried it for about 8 months. I wasn't doing too well with the plan. I was losing a lot of weight. I was originally 220. I dropped down to 160. I had low energy. You can see it in my profile. Like,
I
if
mean,
you
it
guys
just
wanna
sounds
go
like
in there,
you
I
weren't
do
eating
work out,
enough.
but that one. Well, that's the thing too, right? I was trying my best, and there's peanuts, which are
Okay, hold on.
high in
Rick,
calories, but
did
they're
you
also
talk to
high
a
in fat.
dietitian?
No, I was walked through by my then girlfriend at the time.
What I would do is if you
yeah.
want to be vegan, I would go find a dietitian. There's free ones. You can look up vegan challenges and put dietitian. You'll see which ones have dietitians. In fact, I believe 10 Weeks to Vegan has meals made by a dietitian. But what I would do is if you want to be vegan, you absolutely can. Sometimes it does take a little help. Just say, I want to be vegan, and they'll help you get everything so that you don't feel sick and tired. I've been vegan 10 years. I don't feel sick and tired.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. No, like some of the food's like delicious. Like, don't get me wrong. The only other bone I have to pick is it is more, at least because like I'm in Canada, it does get expensive.
Yeah.
That's the
So
only other
actually,
thing I have
if
to
you go
pick
to
with
like
it.
nutritionfacts.org, they have what's called the Vegan Daily Dozen. You can just Google Vegan Daily Dozen as well. And it's just a checklist of whole foods that you can eat to get everything you need in a day. And those are the cheapest foods in the store.
Oh,
Just whole foods.
yeah, I'll have to. Sorry.
Oh, it's right
what's
here.
it
You can
called
take a
again? Sorry.
screenshot. Nutritionfacts.org is the website. They also have their videos that are free on YouTube you can watch, but it's called Vegan Daily Dozen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll give them a quick shot. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Is
Sweet.
it that you want to be vegan and it genuinely was just the nutrition was holding you back?
It was that. Like, honestly, like I held out pretty long. I think I just butchered the way I approached it because my girl, like I do construction, I do search and rescue too. I didn't pass the police academy, so
Oh,
I
you're
did
better in search and rescue, police,
And my
and
girl,
other things. I don't know. Search and rescue is definitely honorable.
yeah, that's what I, yeah. So, I'd go on these long, like sometimes it's a 14-hour day. I'm just walking and I just feel like death. And at the time, she was a ballerina, so she loved the whole diet. And she's like, "Oh, like you should try it." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure. Like, why not?" And yeah, I wasn't doing it well, or the portions were small, and I lost a lot. I mean, it's great if you want to lose weight as a guy. Like, I looked great,
There's also
I
another
it just
free app. It's called
yeah.
Cronometer. Have you heard of it? It's just a free
No,
app that
not
you
that
can
one.
put what you eat in a day, and it'll give you the micro and macronutrients of it. So you can see, if you've reached all your needs in a day. I used to do it. Now I have my habits down, so I don't have to check it anymore. But it was a great tool to make sure. Because another thing you can do is like go on to a search engine or even those AI search engines and have a meal made for you. You can type in your favorite meal and put vegan next to it. And then whatever recipe comes up, you can put that into Cronometer just to verify that you get all your needed nutrition.
Okay, yeah, that actually sounds sick. Yeah, I'll definitely like look back into it. Yeah, it's been about a year now. I did put on some more weight. I'm back at 205, so I'm more than
Yeah.
eager to give it another shot and see how things go because I know other
I
people
was
are
gonna say there's
doing it
also
really well.
bodybuilders that are fully vegan. There's like Brian Turner or Hench Herbivore. Those two I know the best. There's also Terry Washington and Nimai Delgado. They're all coaches So if you wanted to learn how to get like ripped eating plants, which it depends on who you go with. Like Brian Turner will sometimes include like you can eat like junk food, vegan junk food, but like Hinge Herbivore does more of a whole food plant-based diet. So, you know, you still have your options of what kind of flavor of getting buff you want to do, but there's definitely ways to do it. So
Yeah, like, and those guys are insane. I think like Turner, I've heard of, like those guys are like, it's
yeah, they are
insane what they're able to
ripped.
do.
Especially like he's just I've been watching him for a long time. He is huge now. It's just crazy to watch him grow.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like the fact I was eating like before, I was eating like steak, eggs, like just carnivore, and that guy was like he had 40 more pounds on me, and I was eating meat, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, how?
Yeah, exactly.
How are you doing this?
He's actually he's so sweet. So definitely, if you like him, you should reach out to him. He's a pretty down to earth guy. So.
Yeah.
Well, Rick, I
I
have two last hard questions for you. And you can actually ask your question first. But I wanted to let you know I have two last hard questions for you.
Yeah.
So I just want to know, like, do you think you're gonna go vegan after this? Okay.
I'm gonna try again.
What is it that's motivating you to be vegan?
I just love animals. I love animals, and I think it's and veganism. It's more than just the diet. It's a lifestyle too, right?
You were right there. It's a mindset. It's viewing animals as a someone, and that if you can avoid demanding their exploitation, you should. It just sounds like you were just kind of in a hard time. I didn't know how to eat either. I had to look into it eventually. Although for a long time I just ate a lot, so I guess I was covering everything by accident. But yeah, sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I think we'll see how it goes. But either way, I'm sure you have other people that want to challenge you.
I really appreciate you coming up, though, Rick. If you could, I would love to hear from you. If you, try out the Dailey Dozen, let me know if that like worked out for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down before I forget because I have a goldfish.
Actually, goldfish have really good memories. Funny enough, but I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. You can. I don't know if you're able to. You can also just take a screenshot.
Right.
That'll also get you these vegan challenges, which are good too, because they have dietitians on them. So.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
sweet.
Rick.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming up. You really did make my day. Thank you. Awesome. All right. Well, you have a good day. Bye.
And you too. Bye-bye.
Oh, you guys. Honest conversations make me smile. Thank you for that. That was cool. Awesome. All right. Yeah, so the reason why the cow is already unalived is because there's supply and demand in place. If you buy an animal product, you're telling the producers, I want more of this. I like how it was made. I like its price. Keep making more. And they do. They send the next animal, the next sentient individual into that system to lose everything. No, they don't just keel over. Cows can live to be 20 years old. That would be insanely expensive, ethics aside. That's why farmers don't do that. They can barely get them to 6 years because they're just so expensive. Dairy cows are probably the longest lived of them. And they start to lose their ability to function at age 6 because we just suck the life. Like, imagine a human woman being forced to be pregnant over and over and over, just so you can pump the milk out of her. And then you breed her so that her baby girls will overproduce their milk. That's just wild. I can't believe we do that to somebody. Well, humans are animals. If you think animals are meant to be eaten, then you think humans are meant to be eaten. Your logic's not logicking. $9.51. Are you over 18?
Yes, I'm
Why aren't you
19.
vegan yet?
Because I love my protein and I love
What's
my meat.
veganism?
It's like when you don't eat
We
animals.
don't use them, yeah, but it comes from an ethics place. It's an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So I don't think it's fair for someone to enslave you just because we can get benefits from you if we don't need those things or we can get them from other sources. Would you agree?
We could get amino acids and enzymes from animals. Like we can't
I can
get
get 'em
those
from
from
humans.
anywhere else.
Should I start farming humans to get all my amino acids?
I
I
don't think
agree.
so. No,
I
I
agree.
think that's kind of
Why?
bad because we're like the same. Because we're the same species and
Okay.
animals are different
That doesn't
species.
matter.
And the Bible says we can eat animals. So
Okay, so is God
know.
really your reason? Really?
Part of my reason.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
beginning of your Bible, what did God make? Make Garden of Eden?
He made the first thing he ever made was the Word, and then
Okay,
the
so
world.
he made the Garden of Eden,
So
right? Wasn't it the
yes,
most
yes.
perfect creation that God made? It was vegan.
Yeah.
Oh, what
No, it
animal
wasn't.
products did they use?
They use
Oh,
cow,
they killed in the
pigs,
Garden of Eden?
sheep.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, you need to go read your Bible. There is no death in the Garden of Eden. No buts.
Yeah, but
You're
like
not.
they're
So
animals.
right now you're tokenizing someone's religion. It's really disgusting. Yeah, you should go think
They're-
about that. You're literally tokenizing a group of people to justify your choices. If you really believe in God, you should be following your book. You should be reading it and being devout, not being whimsy, being Shiva. Hi, are you over 18?
Hello. Yeah.
Okay, why aren't you vegan yet?
Well, obviously I enjoy meat, but the main thing for me, right, is you say like you contribute into animals being slaughtered and stuff, supply and demand. Those animals
So?
wouldn't even exist. They
So?
wouldn't be bred. Well, I'd rather exist and
You
walk
just
around a field
justified
eating
human
grass and then get
slavery.
slaughtered and have no existence. Human slavery?
You
I'm
just
talking about
said
animals.
you would
Yeah, I'd
rather
ra-
be born
yeah.
into slavery, so why not have
Yep.
human slaves?
Oh yeah. Because we evolved to care about humans
Dude,
more than animals.
That's silly.
It's just the way we evolved.
You're silly. You're
It's
silly.
science.
No, it's not
science. No,
You're
look.
being silly. It's not science. Science is naming the actual study, not just saying science. Theo, are you over 18?
Howdy.
Right on.
I
Why aren't you
am.
vegan yet?
Because I it's a lifestyle for me.
Okay.
I live on a farm and I give my animals the best life they can
Okay,
possibly
so
get.
if a slave owner lived on a slave
Um,
plantation and treated his slaves really well, is it moral that he has slaves?
George Washington
You
was
think
pretty
it was
moral.
moral to
He
have
had
slaves?
well-treated
What
slaves.
is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you? Gross. No. What is wrong with you people? I would happily be enslaved. Excuse me, what? So you're saying we shouldn't have abolished human slavery? We should be birthing humans all the time so that we have as many humans on here and we just use a lot of them for slaves because at least they're here. Gross, you guys. Gross. Human slavery is wrong because a sentient being is losing their freedoms, their autonomy, their family. Same thing with animals, with other animals. They're sentient. They care about what happens to them. They care about what happens to their families. And you guys are so flippant about them losing everything because you're benefiting. You're getting sensory pleasure from using their bodies. If I was up here defending dogs from the dog meat market, I guarantee you'd be supporting me. You'd be like, yes, stop throwing dogs into hot, boiling pots of water. Instead, you're up here saying, yes, drown the dogs. Yes, kick dogs for fun. Because my pleasure matters more. That's what you're saying. Your pleasure matters more than someone else's experiences. Whose logic does that sound like? Sounds like a grapist, if you ask me. A grapist doesn't care what happens to their victim. All they care about is their pleasure that they gain from using their victims. Sounds like you, doesn't it? You're using someone's body for your pleasure, and you don't want to think about what your victims go through. It's uncomfortable. Don't want to think about it. So I'm just going to say, because they're not in my group, they don't feel. But you're lying to yourself. They feel. Just because you're not witnessing it doesn't mean it's not happening. If you're proudly saying, yes, I have grapist logic, watch out, people. Don't date those ones. They're saying they will slip you a Mickey just to use you. If you say no, they're coming for you. Young Murph, are you over 18?
Yo,
Why
I
aren't
am
you vegan yet?
indeed. Because meat
Are
tastes
animals
good.
sentient?
Well,
Are animals
all right.
sentient?
So, I don't know. You tell me. I don't know too much
Yeah.
about this stuff.
Chill vibes. I'm doing all right.
Hey, how
Are
you
you over
doing?
18? Okay.
Yeah,
Why
I'm
aren't you
20.
vegan yet?
I'm gonna give you my
Love
honest
that.
answer. I just kind of believe that animals were given to us
Okay. Is
from
it
God.
truly God is your reason? Okay. Did you hear me
Yeah,
talking about the Garden of Eden? Okay. So it's not
I
only the
did.
Garden of Eden, it's also the end times and heaven. They're all vegan. They don't use animals. So if God defined those moments as perfect, shouldn't you be living as close to God's original 1.0 plan?
Yeah, free
Okay,
from
so
sin.
because you have sin, you shouldn't do the right thing?
I mean,
So
can you
because
say that
there's
again,
sin
Sally?
in the world, you shouldn't do the right thing?
I guess it's kind of different from both of our standpoints because your definition of the right thing
What do you
would
think
be
the
different in
animal
my
thinks?
opinion, I feel like. I believe that a cow or like a chicken or like
An
an egg, I know an unfertilized egg is,
I'm not
it doesn't
worried
have
about the
feeling. It was never
egg. What's
fertilized. It was never.
veganism?
Can you
It's
can you
the
tell me it again
ethical
real quick?
stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So it's not about the egg being sentient. It's about it's about the mother of the egg, or whoever pushed the egg out, because obviously the egg doesn't have a gender. It's about whoever pushed the egg out. What we've done to chickens in order for them to produce eggs like they do is horrific. We literally stole someone from their home, made them mate with someone they wouldn't normally mate with, so that their baby was deformed. The original...
I get you, and you could say the same about like the way we feed our chickens these chemicals to make them grow bigger to
I mean,
where their
that's just,
bones can
that
even
is another
support their
type of
weight. But
exploitation, right? We're doing something in our best interest, not theirs.
I get you, but you were talking about why don't we just eat human flesh at that point? Weren't
Well,
you saying
I
something
brought
about
up
that?
human flesh because someone was saying it's okay to like farm dogs or whatever. And I'm trying to find where we have common ground. So if you agree that it's, or if you think it's okay to kick dogs for fun or to eat dogs, you know, then I'll move the goal. I'll shift over then to humans and be like, okay, so then why not use humans as food? And I want to know what you think is the difference that justifies stabbing animals but not stabbing humans.
So, do you think God does not like the idea of people
Yeah, I
eating
don't
the
think your
animals of the
God
world?
actually wants you to use animals unless you have to.
Unless you have to, okay. Why do you think in Genesis when Eve ate from the apple of good and evil, God had clothed
Yeah,
them
you'll notice it
sacrificing an
doesn't tell
animal to give
you
them a
how
pelt?
he got the skins. He can make skin, you know.
I don't think I have
Okay.
anything else to talk
Oh,
about. I
so
don't want to be disrespectful.
let me
You
give
seem
you
like a
one
very nice
resource before you
person.
go. There's a documentary that you might really love. It's called Christspiracy. It's not a debunk film. It just taught me a lot of what I know about.
I can give you the same page about where it talks about what God says is
That's
clean and
okay.
unclean in the Old
Honestly,
Testament
it
or the
doesn't really
Torah.
matter what your religion says, but I don't want to debate your religion. I would encourage you, though, to watch Christspiracy because the
I love animals. Don't get me wrong on that. I have a cat and a dog, a golden retriever, and a little black cat, and I would die for them. But it's just, I feel like the understanding through your mind spec, you just want to do good for the world, but some people don't think the same way, and you're just gotta have to understand that. I'm sorry to
it's more
say.
like, how do we make change? How have we changed any rights in the past, right? We had to one person at a time
I get
talk
ya.
about it. And a lot of the times, if you look this up, you'll find that every time we've had a rights movement, there was a time when there was only 3% of the general public that was for those rights. 3%.
It clearly states in the Bible you shouldn't eat
Oh, so
pork. I don't
that's
eat
not what I'm
pork.
talking about. I'm
I
talking
usually
about
just stick with.
the liberation of all sentient beings from human-caused exploitation. You know, where you're now I lost my train of thought. Say what you're going to say. Say what you were saying,
You're
Nick,
good.
so I can just answer what you were saying.
I was talking about how it talks about what
Oh.
is unclean and clean to eat in the
Yeah,
the
that
Torah.
doesn't matter though, because my religion could say something and then we're going to just battle out whose religion is real, right? So it's not just because your religion says it, that's not really a justification. If anything, it's a fallacy because you're kind of appealing to authority. You're not using logic to actually explain why you make your choices. And ultimately, when I talk to religious people that use God as their reason to use animals, it comes down to that animals are just not human. And that they don't have a soul.
I mean, I would kind of support that because animals were made from God, and
Yeah,
when we were made in the Genesis, we were made from dirt from the ground, and He blew life
so
into
you
our
would think
lungs.
that animals don't go into the afterlife, right?
I would hope not, because I had a cat die here 2 months ago, and
Oh,
I
I see.
hope I'll
Okay,
get to
well,
see him in
I've
heaven.
been told that animals don't go to heaven, so I don't know what the truth is in your book. I haven't really researched that. But most people tell me animals don't have souls. That's what justifies us using them. And you know, I would
don't
just
think
say
that's
that.
true at all.
Okay, well, even if you do think, even
I
if you
believe
think that
animals
they
have
have an
souls.
afterlife, you know, you're taking someone's experience here in this life and you're shortening it so you can get sensory pleasure when you don't need to. Like there's nothing that you need from animals that justifies taking everything from them. I understand that your books.
I know this isn't going to sound great, but I go to the gym and I
You
work
can
out a
get all
lot. I
your
eat a lot of protein. I eat a lot of eggs, to be honest.
I was gonna say,
I heard
eggs are
what you were
actually
talking about
not
with the
that
other
great for you. They're
gentleman.
high in cholesterol. What you need to look at is
True.
protein per calorie. And that's where you're going to find your most dense calorie dense foods, excuse me, as I mix up my words. You can use
You're good.
Cronometer. You can use AI or Google and ask about vegan protein sources. I have the vegan Daily Dozen right here. It shows you how to get everything you need in a day. If you're worried about exercising, I'm sure you heard me. I listed off a bunch of bodybuilders. There's Brian Turner,
You did, yeah.
Terry Washington, the Hench Herbivore, Nimai Delgado. I know there's more. I'm just not thinking of them right now. There's people that won the Olympic that got gold medals. There's people like cyclists, runners, long distance runners. You can get everything you need. It's just about, do you want to be vegan?
I don't support the idea of animals being treated horribly or killed in a very bad way, but I still kind of believe that they were given to
So
us
how
as
do
a
you
gift
take
from
life
God.
from someone who wanted to live in a compassionate way?
Can you restate that question?
Well, how would Jesus kill an animal?
It states in a couple scriptures where he slit it through the neck and let it bleed out.
There
Is probably the
actually is
fastest
nothing
way.
in the Bible that says Jesus unalived anybody.
I didn't say Jesus, but there's scripture that talks about how to sacrifice an animal in the Torah, which we don't have to do that anymore
That's why I
because
really
the New
want you to watch
Testament.
Christspiracy, because it actually talks about Jesus and his time on earth. And you might be surprised at the message that comes from it, because
I love learning about Jesus, so I'll definitely check it out.
The original sea scrolls, the sea scrolls, the ancient, where we derive the Bible from, and they looked at the words that we keep using as an excuse to use animals, and we found that they've they have multiple meanings, and that most likely we've been misusing them. There's a lot of evidence that.
What are these sea scrolls you talk about? Because I know that the disciples that followed Jesus when he lived on the earth back 2,000 years ago, but sea scrolls sounds like something completely
sea scrolls
different.
are what the Bible is derived from.
I gotta do more
check out
research
that film.
But
yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for talking
if you
with
watch
me.
Christspiracy, I would love to hear from you, because it was a very eye-opening. Yeah,
Christspiracy.
It's a free documentary. I would look it up in like a search engine because they have it on their own website, but it's totally free. Watch it.
I respect your love for animals, but I'm just
You're
different.
Really
and
not.
I'm sorry to
You're
say
really
that to
not.
you.
You have the same principles. I just think that maybe there's some concern that you're going to miss out on something, but I promise you won't. It seems scary on the outside, but once you're in here, you're like, it's so easy. And you honestly, you're like questioning why you didn't do it sooner.
I don't doubt it, because I used to be addicted to drugs, and now I'm almost 2 months clean. It's more or less just a mindset, and I respect your mindset, and thank you for helping animals, but people are always going to be different. We lived in a cursed world
but that's
back
an
in
appeal
Genesis.
to futility. That doesn't stop you from being a good person and doing the right thing.
True. I'm free of sin, and I don't plan on
again, this
sinning.
isn't about sin necessarily. It's just about that the individual that you're going to use doesn't want to be used. And in this time right now, you don't need to use them. That's the basics of it.
I get you, but if the occasion does happen, it does state quite a lot in scripture to euthanize an animal with the best intentions.
Yeah, but when we
fast
don't
is
need
the
to
best way to
use
put
them,
it.
is it really the best intention then?
Like, I could see where you're coming at with
What I'm trying
that.
to say is we shouldn't be taking their life and their autonomy for our pleasure, because then you could justify doing anything to animals as long as the oppressor is getting some sort of a benefit out of it, right? I could be kicking. Let me give you an example.
I don't know about that. It makes it very clear not to be a dog.
It says don't kick dogs
in the Bible. No, it says not to be a dog,
okay.
like not to do nasty stuff to animals.
It says that I can't kick dogs.
It doesn't say that specifically, but it says to not be inhumane to an animal.
Why should I not be inhumane?
Like, if someone could go up to like a female random animal and just start molesting, can I say that on TikTok? And they could say, "Oh, it's justified," but it's not, because in Scripture it clearly tells you not to disrespect the creation that God has gifted us. I do. It's quite a sad process where they have to make the female get pregnant so she can actually start lactating the milk, and which I sound like a hypocrite because I have literally a gallon in my fridge and I drink it quite often, but I just do it for my own benefit, which it sounds selfish, but no, ma'am. I usually just kind of live my own life.
So you just described that humans shouldn't be allowed to penetrate animals, right? To make dairy, to make her.
It's talking about like a human doing it, though. I don't think it's clarifying.
70% of dairy cows are artificially inseminated, which means the farmer puts a glove up to his shoulder, puts his arm inside her colon to use as a glove. Through the lining of her colon will hold her cervix in place. Before he does this, though, he actually has to go caress a bull. They'll often put buzz toys in their bum. This is someone's job. They'll put toys in their bum until the cow goes, or they do it manually. Oh, there's videos on this. Not just cows. They do this to turkeys. They do it to pigs. And they take that, they put it in a tube while they're holding her cervix right through her colon. Then they squirt that in her vagina. And they sit there and they massage it back and forth so that it get what's called the slick from her, which means that she's accepting the semen and going to become potentially pregnant.
I get you. I think I've seen maybe 1 or 2 videos on that. I remember watching an episode of Impractical Jokers where Saul had to do that, where he was checking the baby and actually had to give birth to the baby.
You're doing it what's in her best interest. When you're doing it to make her pregnant, is that in her best interest or the farmer's?
This is going to sound messed up in my opinion, but it's a milk cow. It's going to happen regardless, but I know you're trying to make a change.
I have the anatomy to make babies doesn't mean that I'm a machine to make babies. What does that matter?
But you're human.
What's the difference between humans and animals? Name
I'd
it.
say there's a big
Name
difference,
it.
but I know you're
Name
not.
it.
Like, I don't know how to say this in a nice way, and I try to be really respectful to people because it says
Name
to
the
spread the
difference.
gospel with love and not hate. God made animals
So?
for us. We were made out of.
What justifies
Okay.
doing this to them?
Yeah, thank you for
Okay,
talking with me.
watch
I don't
Christspiracy
want
at
to
minimum, okay? That's all I want. Just watch Christspiracy at minimum.
say that one more time. I want to write that down.
Christspiracy, like conspiracy, but with Christ. It's not a debunk film. It's actually looking at Jesus and how he lived his life. So, and it's a free documentary.
Well, I wrote it down. I'll
Awesome.
definitely check it out.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for talking, and I'm sorry for making you
You
angry
challenged
if I did.
me for sure, but that's okay. I'm okay with being challenged. All right. Well, you have a
God
great day.
bless
I'll
you.
see you later. Oh, I hit the button, but thank you for being up here. I do like having honest actors up here, guys, but like just saying that we're different is not a moral justification. That's literally what every rights violation or rights movement has been fighting against. The oppressing group saying they're different. They're not in our group. They'll say they're not smart enough. They don't look like us. They think differently. They come from different places. They're related to different people, different parents. So are other animals. There's no difference between us and animals that justifies sticking knives in us. We both want to avoid harm. We want to have the next good experience. We make preferences. That's all that matters. I want to check in on you guys. How's everything going? How's my chat? Both y'all, YouTube and TikTok, if you are vegan, please type a 1 in the chat. Just want to see what kind of landscape we got here. If you are not vegan, type a 2. And if you're anything else, type a 3. Yes. Okay. We've got a good spread here, guys. That's good. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate non-vegans, hearing things out, even if it gets heated. Appreciate you being here. Vegans, I also really appreciate you being here. If you could, I would really appreciate it if you could answer questions for me. Sometimes I'm going to miss them, and you guys are great for that. What is with me giving animals sentience? I didn't give them sentience. They've had it. It's just that we have evidence now. We have scientific evidence that looks at their behaviors. Because we can't even prove that another human is sentient. We can only watch behaviors. So we have thousands of studies on behaviors and anatomy. They're like us. They have nociception. They show signs of soothing themselves when they feel suffering or pain. They change their behaviors. They have individuals. They have memories. They have individuals they prefer to be around. I would love to have an honest conversation. Yes. Okay, YouTube, we're a little lower. Oh my gosh. Make sure you're liking and sharing. That way we can get some people in here. There's no one in here. YouTube, if you're watching and you're not vegan, you're over 18, I pinned a link in the chat so you can come over here to TikTok and come on up. We can answer some questions. I'm going to bring up Waldo next, but please come on over and request up, okay? Let's go. Appreciate y'all. And then, like I said, like and share, you guys. Let's get some peeps in here. Let's wake some people up. Waldo, are you over 18?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
why
I
aren't you
am.
vegan yet?
So, I just wanted, because I feel like when you're talking about like why we can't do it to animals, but like, or like why we shouldn't do it to animals the same way we shouldn't do it to humans. But isn't it like scientifically proven that humans have higher cognitive
Not all.
abilities, like complex reasoning and like long-term planning?
Not all humans.
So you think that like only some humans should be able to be slaughtered those
No,
like
I'm
the same way
vegan.
we
I don't think
slaughter
anybody should
pigs
be
and stuff?
slaughtered.
But how can you compare like a human life to like a
Can you tell
pig?
me what's morally relevant between them that justifies stabbing the pig but not stabbing the human? The morally relevant difference.
Well, the same way that lions don't eat other
They do
lions, but lions eat
lions eat
gazelle.
lions. That does happen.
Lions eat lions when they need to protect
Lions will
themselves
eat
and like kill them.
babies
But they
of
don't
their competition.
for survival
Just got a
or for
competition.
like yeah. But I mean, humans also kill
Okay, so what's your
humans
point? What are you trying to say?
like their
What's your
competition.
claim?
That we can't
Why
compare
not? We
animals to
are
humans. Like we
animals.
can't argue the
Humans
same
are
point.
animals. We're mammals.
No, we are
Mammals are
mammals.
animals.
We're mammals,
Mammals are animals. Okay,
bro.
wow. You don't know basic biology? You don't know. Tell
No,
me.
humans are a
Thank
type
you.
of animal.
Humans are animals.
But
Yes. Okay, so then what is it that makes
yes,
us
but
different?
the
What's the difference between the pig and a human with the cognition of a pig? What's the difference?
uh, I'll tell you. Okay, so first of
I
all,
just
humans
said
have
they're the
higher cognitive
cognition of a
abilities,
pig.
like abstract.
We have humans.
No,
Stop.
no,
Stop.
because
Stop.
we have
Stop.
language
Stop.
and
Animals have other animals have language too. That's silly to say that they don't. We're actually studying it right now with AI. So what is the morally relevant difference between a pig and a human who has the same cognition? There are humans that are not as intelligent as you and I. There are humans that are only sentient, which means they're cognizant, they're awake, they care about what happens to themselves, but they don't maybe necessarily think about thinking. That's it. So, what's the difference between that
I
human I
mean,
just described and the animals and the other animals that we live around?
well, it's because like humans and animals are
You're
morally
begging the
different.
question.
There's a lot of differences.
Tell me what the difference is. You're
I'm sorry,
begging the
I'm what?
question. You're just saying one is human, one is animal, but you're not telling me what's the difference. You
Survival
can
and
survive
evolution.
without using animals.
Yeah, but eating animals is a part of human
It doesn't
biology and
matter.
history.
So was slavery. Human slavery was a big part of our history. That didn't make it right. All right, Misty. I thought Watto had a big point that they wanted to make. Are you over 18?
Yes.
What year were you born?
2008. I just turned 18.
Well, that doesn't make sense. Fullman. Are you over 18?
Yo, it was good.
Okay, why aren't you
I
vegan
am,
yet?
yes. Because I don't want to be honest. I watched the Dominion 2018. It was a bit of a
Why
tough
was it
watch,
tough?
I'll be honest. It's not nice to see
Why
what
not?
happened, but that's
What's
the
wrong with what
reality
you
that we
saw?
live in.
I don't understand.
Well, murder's not nice in any sense, is it?
What's the definition of schmurder?
Oh, I apologise. Schmurder. It's just the
Well, it's
unlawful
unjust.
killing
It's unjust.
of a human.
Yeah.
Unjust, unlawful.
So
yeah.
you
Well,
you
yeah.
consider taking the life of an animal schmurder?
Killing, schmurder.
It's fine. We have to say unaliving instead of the K word. It's TikTok lingo.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, unaliving. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it is unaliving.
Well, so
animal,
the reason why I'm asking why is it terrible, and you're saying, well, because it's never good to schmurder. I mean, I would use the same language. I agree. It's never okay to schmurder, but you're telling me that you're not going to be vegan.
Yeah.
You're okay with paying for schmurder. Okay,
Yes.
so you do think it's moral for taste pleasure.
I have a...
Okay,
Yes,
so what?
but
Hold
can
on.
I ask a different
I
question
need
first,
to
just out of
understand,
curiosity?
though. I don't
Okay.
understand your morality. So it's okay. It's okay to
Okay.
stab an animal just for a snack. Would it be okay? Well, specifically cows, pigs, chickens, and fish, right? What about dogs? Why not?
No. Oh, because I'm a hypocrite.
Okay. So you do recognize that it's
But
wrong,
I have a
and
question.
you're just going to do it anyway.
Well,
Yeah, you
in
know
a
it's
moral
wrong, and
sense,
you're going to do it anyway.
yes, it's
So
probably
what's the
wrong.
difference between your logic and a grapist?
Could
A
you
rapist is
elaborate what
going
you
to
mean by that?
use his victim's body, regardless of what his victim experiences, so that he gets his pleasure.
Sure, but I guess the victim isn't.
So animals
A
can't
human.
be victims? So if I kick
No.
a dog, they're not a victim? If I grape a dog, are they a victim?
Yeah, but you know,
If
I
I
value
grape a
dogs'
dog, are
lives
they a
more, but yeah.
victim? Okay, so
Yeah, they would
animals
be.
can be victims. So you have the
Sure.
logic of a grapist. You don't care about your victim's experiences, you only care about your pleasure.
I suppose. What about plants?
Okay. Plants are not sentient. They don't have a brain or a central nervous system. If you truly do care about plants, then you shouldn't be crossing the grass. You shouldn't be eating animals, as they eat way more plants than a person. There's a lot of things that you're contradicting yourself on. I would appreciate some honesty. When you come up here and you just make things up, you sound like a jackass. Like, I want to know your true values. I know that you guys are being children and you're crying that you're going to lose your meat popsicle or whatever. Like, you're just so sad that you're going to lose some flavor, but someone's losing everything. And I imagine this is how slave owners felt too. They felt like their property was being taken from them. You know, so you guys are in the same shoes as those slave owners. I get it. You're losing your benefit. But the thing is, you can get those same benefits from other things. So you don't need to cry anymore. It's okay. Cosetta, are you over 18? I
Hey, can you hear me?
What year were you
Yes.
born?
I was born in 2007. I turned 19 this February, actually
Why
tomorrow.
aren't you vegan yet?
I've been back and forth with it. I've tried going vegan and had some health issues because I have POTS.
Do you want
and I
you
cannot
want
get
to be
enough
vegan?
iron. I do. I would love to be vegan. I've just been
What
struggling
makes you
to
want to be
start.
vegan?
I
Okay,
used
so
to
you know
work
what
on a
goes into
farm,
it.
and yes, I do. And I don't know if anyone has seen this. It's called Food Inc., and they also show
Yeah,
how
it's a good
bad it
documentary.
is.
Well, so then I guess what I would ask is, have you ever talked to like a dietitian?
I have. My POTS are just very severe that I almost can't get enough
Almost?
iron, but also it. Wait, did I say
You said I
almost?
can't
Like,
almost get all my iron.
sorry, I'm very bad at speaking. I cannot get all my iron from plants.
Okay.
I've
So
tried.
you want to be vegan. You understand that veganism is a stance against exploitation to other sentient beings. What brought you up here today?
Yes. I just thought you were a lot nicer about it because the last person I used to debate people on it because I was against being vegan. And the last lady I talked to, she was very rude, but I see a lot of the points that you're making.
Well, so what I would warn you of is when you go up on a vegan panel, if you want to be vegan, you know, that means that you care about what happens to those animals, right? Yeah. When you're up here,
Yes.
though, when you come up on my panel and you tell people, I have this disease that is making it harder to go vegan, I don't know if you understand that they're going to tokenize you. They're going to say this one person has some situation that makes it has an obstacle. So because she has an obstacle, I don't have to be vegan.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to find ways to help my condition.
Well, I would say the best source for that would be a dietitian, like a plant-based dietitian, to be like, I don't want to use animals, but I want to be healthy. I do have the vegan Daily Dozen, but I would suggest, like I have these vegan challenges right here. I would take a screenshot and like reach out to
Yeah.
them. They have dietitians that make up meal plans, or just Google vegan challenges plus free dietitian. Because I know that there's some out there that have a free dietitian that can literally one-on-one help
Yes.
you. because that's really the best route. If you want to be vegan, you absolutely can be. I guarantee there's a way to get your iron, but I want you to talk to a professional, not just Joe Schmo me over here. Because I'll tell you probably what you already know, which is drink vitamin C when you have your iron dense foods. Limit when you drink caffeine when you're getting your food based iron. Yeah, caffeine. And if you drink dairy, which you shouldn't if you want to be vegan, but dairy also inhibits iron absorption. So it'd be those sorts of things. It'd be a little bit of planning, and that's it. Maybe taking a vitamin.
And I have a question. When did you decide to become
Because I
vegan?
saw the dairy industry, and I realized that I would never demand that of another human or a dog, or I wouldn't want that done to me. So I was like, how can I justify this to a cow? Cows are grass puppies, So it was really the dairy industry that sent me over the edge. That was like, I can't support this. So.
Yeah, I understand that. I used to work on the farm, so I cried many nights about working on the farm.
Do you have any advice for people that might be struggling with the idea of being vegan?
I would just say try challenges, because I mean I've been trying. I've done good some days when I have tried, and some days are worse just because I haven't figured it all out.
Like I said, I would
yet.
reach out to this dietitian, because what's happening is every time that you're not reaching out to them, or you're causing a victim, right? You're using someone's body. They lose everything when you do this. So for you, it might be like this oops, but it's like, that's someone's life. And I understand you're making a mistake. I'm not trying to guilt trip you. It's more like I want you to be hyper aware of your choices, because there's a victim at the end of them. Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
Well, I appreciate you coming up here, Cosetta. Like I said, take a screenshot of the challenges, or like I said, just Google one of the challenges. Put free dietitian next to it.
Yes, I took a screenshot. I'm glad we got to have this conversation and that you were
Yeah,
very
and
nice
if you
about
do
it.
reach out to one of those challenges, let me know. I'd love to hear how it's going for you, or if you do it. I just like to keep tabs with people that are trying to make this switch for the better. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
Thank
I'll
you.
definitely
I
keep
love
in
I
touch.
love that. Thank you, Cosetta. I hope you have a good day.
Of course.
Thanks.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, so I do want to caution those that are trying to be vegan but are coming up against some sort of an obstacle. I can help you a little bit, but if it comes to like specific diet stuff, I just don't feel comfortable giving advice, because I'm not a professional. I can tell you what I do, but my body's different from yours, right? That's why I encourage you to go talk to a dietitian. But like I said, as long as you get like some kind of vitamin C with dark leafy greens, beans, or trying to think what else has high iron. Yeah, beans, dark leafy greens, and I don't know, I'm definitely forgetting. I think tempeh has it. I don't remember. There's a lot of sources. You can just type in any search engine, vegan sources for iron, and there's a ton of them. All right, real quick though, I do want to run over what veganism means. Veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So if someone was enslaving you and I could benefit from them using you, if I could go without, I would, or I can find an alternative, I would not support your oppressor, because I don't want to be exploited. So that's essentially veganism. We're just recognizing that other animals are just sentience is binary. You either are experiencing life or you're not. And we're discovering that a lot of animals we use are sentient. Okay. Slow. Hey, are you over 18? Okay, why aren't you
Yes,
vegan
I
yet?
am.
What's
Because I don't want to be.
veganism?
People who just
I
don't
mean, I
want to
just
eat
said the
meat.
definition. Veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So we happen to have a plant-based diet because it doesn't directly demand someone lose everything. Does that make sense? Yeah.
You sure about that?
I'm sure about that.
you 100%
Yes,
positive
I'm
about
not
that?
demanding that little animals die in the crop fields. Is that your gotcha?
So what about?
Oh, okay.
Well,
Go ahead
no.
then.
But
Blow my mind.
here's what a lot of people don't
Okay.
understand is what about
I
the
just said that
squirrels,
the
the
little
snakes,
animals.
the
Oh my God,
worms.
you are so thick. You are up here just to listen to yourself talk. Hilarious. The squirrels, the bulls.
Hello?
Oh my God. Sorry, that guy cracked me up. Okay. Hey, James, are you over 18? Okay.
Yeah.
Why aren't you vegan yet?
I just don't agree with it, to be honest.
What's it mean?
I have nothing against it, but people that want to take a stance and protect the animals, I guess, so they eat
No, I'm not
plants.
protecting animals. I'm just not demanding their exploitation. That's it.
So, but you know, people have been eating meat since the beginning
You don't
of times,
think I
right?
know that? You
Yeah,
don't think I know
but I'm
that?
saying,
Well, you're saying it like I don't know it.
if people were
Okay, so you
no,
do
I'm
know
not
that I
saying that.
know
But
our
I
ancestors
just
used
wanted to.
animals. Okay.
Obviously, yeah. I just wanted to just put it
Okay.
out there. For the example being that if we ate it for all these centuries and continue to do it,
We
what's the
also
point of stopping? It's
raped each
giving us
other for a long
protein.
time. We unjustly unalived each other for a long time. Does that
Are you comparing eating meat to
Yes.
getting raped? So me eating a chicken and
If you know
slaughtering
that
a
that
chicken
chicken has to go
off
through that for you to use them, yes, you're using rapist logic. You don't care about what your victim experiences. All you care about is your pleasure and using their body.
are you, so you're the type of person to compare like an animal, like a cow
Can
to
you
a
tell
human
me
life?
the morally
They're the same
relevant
to you?
difference?
The
Yeah, what
morally relevant
justifies
the
making a cow produce milk but not doing the same to a human?
all right, so if a cow its whole no, I'm not going to say its whole purpose, but a lot of the reason why a cow is a cow is to what? To get milk from the cow, to have the meat. You're
You're
comparing
not very intelligent. You don't even know why a cow produces milk. Two of Resh, are you over 18? Okay, why aren't you
Yeah.
vegan yet?
Because I love eating meat.
Okay.
That's what it is. And this is my first moral standpoint on it. And this is really all I like to say.
Is it moral?
Like you like
is
to
it
put
moral
form.
to take someone's life because they taste good? Is it moral to use someone because they taste good without their consent?
You love to word vomit and then mute
You
people whenever they try.
I mean, you people like to cry a lot. Oh, just let me hurt animals. I just want to stab them. Why you gotta be so mean? Why? I just want to hurt animals. Why do you have to force your opinion on me? Why? I just want to use animals. Care Bear, are you over 18? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was Care Bear. The involuntary abject. It must have flipped on me. You'll be next, Care Bear. Are you over 18 involuntary?
Yes, I
Okay,
am.
why aren't you vegan yet?
Personally, I don't want to be vegan.
What is veganism?
You explained it multiple times.
So
I'm
you
not
don't
going to
remember.
explain it for you.
It's an ethical stance against the exploitation, means to use someone unfairly for your benefit. We're against the exploitation of sentient beings, individuals that are having their own experience of life. So I am against the exploitation of sentient beings. I'm against enslavement of people who care about what happens to them. Does that fit your own principles?
I'm going to say something. When people have actually something to say that has you cancel them
well,
out.
then you can just
Why
cry
do
in
you
the
do
comments. Maybe you'll learn why. I don't care to get meta about the conversation. If you can't focus, we'll move on. Hey, Care Bear, are you over 18? Okay, right on.
Hi,
Why aren't you
yes.
vegan yet?
So I've kind of been listening and stuff, and I can understand your standpoint. I actually generally want to have like a good conversation. I'm not here to like troll or anything like that. Whatever. As I was like listening to you, and I'm personally not vegan. I can understand why you are and stuff, and like the purpose behind it,
why
and
aren't
why
you?
you believe in. I know I'm gonna get to it. Hold on. But I was thinking about like, do you think, because I believe that everything has like a purpose and why everything we have, like why things work, why we have animals, why we have plants, like the
Who
purpose
gives
of
that
everything and like
purpose?
the meaning behind it. I mean, I believe that there's multiple stances, but like you can say how like how we get oxygen, we breathe that oxygen and plants use that and create CO2, and then it's a cycle, right? So
I'm just an
there's a
airbag?
purpose, and we need.
Okay.
No. I'm just no. I'm just saying there's like I feel there's purpose to everything because there's just science behind it, and one of my like things that you can provide a reasoning would be like plants and humans and whatever. But as I was thinking, I was like, would you like say that there's a more ethical, because I don't agree with. I mean, I think that there's I think there's a lot of abuse and a lot of things that there shouldn't be, and I don't think that's ever the right stance. And I think when people, when money gets involved in things, especially like producing food, people will take shortcuts in everything in order to like make more of a benefit out of it, and that could be harming, animals, harming anything, right? And I think that's part of corruption. That's a whole nother thing. But do you think there's like an ethical way that we can use animals as food and not, and not in an
Is there a way to
abusive
do it to
way?
humans?
Does that kind of make sense? I mean, I don't think in what, in a
Why
food
can't we
form?
breed humans that are just not really intelligent and use them for food?
I don't know anyone who's eating
There are
humans.
cultures. We have
That's a
actual
good.
like anecdotal evidence of people saying that we taste like pig, in fact.
Interesting. Personally, that's not my cup of
Same.
tea, but
Well, so I guess for you, because then it comes down to cultural lines, right? Because there are cultures that do see cannibalism as moral. They don't see it as immoral. They find it moral. What do you think makes something moral or not moral? Is it the benefits that someone's getting out of a relationship, or is it everyone's experiences and being treated fairly? Like what matters more?
Well, I think obviously stuff how it's treated fairly. Like I don't. There's a lot of things that people do
I know.
that are immoral, and they
I'm
do
not
it
even
because
appealing to
they want
factory farming. Like the nicest farms that care for their animals the most, belly rubs, Netflix subscription, whatever, right? Do you think it would be still fair if we switched them with a human that would ultimately get their throat slit to be turned into a sandwich?
But I think where our views are a little bit different is I don't view. I mean, I think everything
Well,
has
why do
value, and
you
I
think
think
it would be
everything.
immoral for me to make a long pig sandwich, which is the term for human flesh? Long pig.
Well, because I just don't think we weren't. And granted, I know you bring up past people
Exactly.
that or
It's just a
actually
cultural
eat,
thing
but
of why we find it to be not on the menu. Like we're an animal. Our muscle is also meat. We have high iron. We have B12, right? We have all those things that people say we need from animals. So why not farm humans? And I'll tell you this, I'll preface with this. I don't think we should farm humans. And I can explain why it's wrong for both humans and animals if you want. But I do want to understand where you're coming from. I'm trying to find common ground. I'm sure you agree with me that human slavery is immoral, right? Yeah. And and it's immoral because there's a victim, right? Yeah. So that victim is a sentient being who cares what happens to themselves, regardless of their intelligence, right?
Yeah. I just think I feel like humans and
See,
cows
but
is
you
slightly
just
different. Like
you
yes,
just agreed
human.
with me, and then you literally went back on it. There is no
No,
morally relevant difference.
No, I mean I see how you can get to that point, and I understand what you're explaining.
Okay.
That's what I was being like, okay, yeah. I'm just more of like, and I know that cows and humans I know that cows do have feelings, they have emotions, but I did some more research on it, and humans have
Again,
a
it
more
doesn't matter.
complex
Not all humans
nervous.
have that. We have humans that are they're just sentient. I've seen these humans, these people that are like when I was like 10 years old, I was going to the YMCA to go swimming, and there was a woman that would bring her daughter in her daughter was in her 40s, and she was, all her arms and legs were all curled up. She couldn't talk. She could just kind of roll around and make noise. She couldn't do anything else. But she had pleasures. She enjoyed going swimming. Her mom brought her to go float in the water, so that individual, right? Not contributing to society, not averagely intelligent at all, never going to build a skyscraper or a phone. Do you think it would be fair to exploit them?
Well, no, of course
Well,
not, because it's a
it's
human.
because
But
they're sentient.
it's
because they care about what happens to themselves. That's why it would be wrong, not because of who they're related to. Animals are much the same.
I think also that but also like yes, I can see how you're taking this as a stance, but when you talk about things and you have like an underlining reason or like an example, it's hard to use an example that's something of a smaller majority because it doesn't apply to like the majority of people.
I don't know what you're saying right
And
now. Are you
so-
appealing to popularity right now? You're saying because other people won't go vegan, you won't?
No, I'm talking about the stance you took about when you're talking about that lady.
What stance was I taking? Maybe I'm misunderstanding.
Well, you said that this lady, she can't do everything that a lot of people do,
Right,
but she's
exactly.
still
She's
sentient.
She's
right?
not, I wouldn't call her
Yeah.
sapient. I don't think she's thinking about thoughts, but I do think she cares about what happens to herself.
Okay. Right. Which my point was is like when you have an argument and you're trying to make a point, it's hard to use specific things that are not of a majority.
So the reason
Does
why
that
I'm
make
looking at these
sense?
fringe cases is because I want to follow your
Mm-hmm.
logical consistency, and just saying they're part of the group is not logical. That's not an actual reason that you respect them. That's basically saying racism. If you say I only respect humans, that's like a white person saying I only respect white people. Because morally speaking, we all care about what happens to ourselves. That's all that matters. Yeah, so you saying they're just animals, you're saying our differences are what make me want to respect them or not. I'm saying your similarities should be what you're focused on. You care about what happens to you. Cows care what happens to them. They don't want to be used. And even if they're unaware of it, we find it immoral in our human group to exploit those that are unaware of it, right? Just because someone is unaware of their mistreatment, that doesn't make it moral for the person to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah. I just wish that there was a better way to like
again, how do you take life from
for-
someone who
I
wanted
know.
to live just for your pleasure,
I'm saying for the case of like everyone, I just think that I wish there was other ways
there
around
is.
it so
You can
it
eat plant-based
doesn't end up
meat. It doesn't have a victim. And it tastes just as good.
I've tried it.
Well, do you think that taste pleasure justifies continuing to buy animal products, going into the grocery store and picking them up, taking them to the checkout?
Me personally, I don't view food as a pleasure. I view it as a necessity. We need food to survive. So I'm sure a lot of people view it as something that's a pleasure, but that's something.
So for you, when you go to the grocery store next, are you going to buy animal products or are you going to look for the alternatives?
I've tried vegan stuff before. It's not like I'm opposed or anything. I just I do I've had protein powders that are vegan before because I do bodybuilding, so protein's very important for my diet and stuff like that. But And trust me, I've actually done a vegan diet before because my roommate that I lived with, she was also vegan at one point. So it's not like I'm opposed
what
to or
made you stop?
anything. Just like, honestly, I don't really know. I just no one in my family does
Okay.
that, and so it can be a little hard to when you're when I used to live with my parents, you're the one who's buying you food, so you gotta
I mean,
eat what your
I would
parents
bring
eat.
up that, if you tell your parents that you ethically don't want to cause animal suffering anymore, you want to actively avoid demanding it, I'm sure they would respect that if you came to them with your honest feelings. I would suggest that you watch Dominion just because it's important to know the standard practices. This is literally 99% of the animals. It
Mhm. No, I've 100% heard of like it's not like I mean I feel like it's pretty public information a lot. I mean I hope a lot of people
you
know
think.
about that stuff, but I feel like just a lot of people just
Well,
really don't
what's
care.
great about
But
Dominion is that it doesn't just show you factory farming. It shows you small farms, small local slaughterhouses. It just shows it all. And the reason why I encourage people to watch this documentary is because you'll see that it's a mindset that when you're a farmer, you have to put up a wall and not recognize that these animals are sentient in order to keep doing what you do. And as time goes on, that wall gets bigger and bigger. And every time now, I've seen so many documentaries, especially on the most humane farms, and the standard practices are still horrific. And ultimately,
yeah.
the humans always end up abusing the animals. Because if you think of it this way, if you worked a minimum wage job or a job that didn't pay you that much and you're overworked, and then on top of that, you have to deal with animals they don't want to do what you want to do all the time, right? To you, they feel stubborn. That can be frustrating, especially when you're having a hard week or whatever. A lot of times people will take it out on products or things, right? You'll kick something or you'll yell or you'll swat. So it's just inevitable. If someone is a farmer, it's inevitable they're going to mistreat them. And if they don't, it still doesn't matter because taking someone's life or birthing someone into slavery is immoral. Sorry that I yapped at you, but
No, you're fine. You're fine. I mean, it's your live. I think that like people. I mean, I know you probably make money off this,
not
but I
really.
can't understand how people like. There's so many immature people on TikTok that just like can't like. People just are so rude for no reason, and this is like to everyone on this live. You can actually. I would approach situations where you try and understand where this person is coming from, rather than just like blatantly being disrespectful and rude. You came on here. If you have your own opinion, you have your own opinion. But the only way to have someone understand where you're coming from and why you believe in this certain thing is to talk and have like a grown up conversation. It's so frustrating when people are just like so rude for no reason. I'm like, if you want someone to like understand why you don't like vegan or you do like vegan, how are they supposed to know if you're being rude and you can't just talk? Like,
Yeah.
is it
yeah.
really that hard?
I honestly, it comes from, I get it. I actually was probably just as stubborn as some of these a-holes that come up here. I used to make fun of vegans and vegetarians. It just comes from this place that it's like, they kind of feel like they're being told what to do, but they don't really understand why. And to them, a lot of them, they think that I'm basically saying a stapler is sentient. They just think that I'm ridiculous. And I get that because I thought the same way. But when I saw the evidence, that's when it just kind of hit me. Like that animals are sentient, like the epiphany that cows are grass puppies, and that pigs are some of the most intelligent animals. It just made me realize it's not fair. And if I was the victim,
Hey, and that's what's so good about free will is because you can advocate for however you feel and you're allowed to do it, which is amazing.
yeah.
So
Are you Christian? Oh, okay.
I am.
I would check out the documentary Christspiracy. I don't know if you heard me talking about it earlier. It's not a religion debunk film. It actually looks at Jesus and how he lived his life. I think it was they look at the original Dead Sea Scrolls, which is where the Bible's derived from, and they look at a lot of the words that are used to affirm that we use animals. And it's interesting because the translations are different. So it's just mind opening. I really encourage you, if you can, go watch it. Christspiracy. I just type it into any search engine.
That'd be awesome. Are you
I am
Christian?
not. I
I
used to
like.
be.
Okay.
I kind of got annoyed with how much manipulation happens with religion, not just within its
Yeah.
text, but people outside of religion using it to like fit their whatever they're doing. And yeah,
Narrative. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's like one of the things that it makes me really sad, especially as a Christian. That's why, like, when people are like, "Are you Christian?" I'm like, "Yeah," but I more so view it as like a relationship with the Lord rather than abiding by a certain religion. I mean, that makes me really sad because, like, as someone who says they have a relationship with the Lord, that makes me sad that you had a bad experience with people who call themselves Christians when that's not
there
how
was
Christians
definitely
should
more.
act.
There was definitely more, but that was part of it. That was a big part of it. I was really sick of the manipulation and people that I trusted using the stories to, again, fit their narratives. So that was just part of it. There were other things, but if you want Care Bear, though, I would love to stay in contact with you. And if you watch Christspiracy, I would love to hear what you thought about it.
I will let you know. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a
You
good
too.
rest
I
of
really
your
appreciate
day.
you coming up. Thank you. And bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Awesome. Appreciate the honest actors. Thank you to the vegan. Ben, I see you in there. Ben, the vegan farmer. I actually need to delete a bunch of mods. I didn't go through it yet, so I can't like add mods yet. I have 30 mods and they're not here, I guess. Yeah, what is with this? Oh my gosh. We're just gonna block you. Don't need you to keep being so rude. Oh, goodness. I don't know what that's under. Oh, there it is. Hate speech. Awesome. Okay. Hold on, guys. Let me open all my stuff up again. Oh, what did I close? Oh, it's my guest list. I was like, I had my list here. Where'd it go? All right, guys, hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, so I see we're talking about cost of living. It doesn't really matter what your access is to resources. Being vegan is a mindset. It's about you view someone as a someone, even in desperate situations. That's what veganism is. If someone uses someone else in a life or death situation, I mean, taking someone's life is still immoral. But if it's a survival situation, it's understandable, right? I'm going to protect myself. So I'm going to do what I need to do. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys, if the list keeps moving. I'm sorry if you've been waiting. I've been just going from the top and going down. So hopefully it's not shifting. Joshua. That always makes me think of Adventure Time. Joshua. Jake's father. Hey, Joshua, are you over 18? I'm all right.
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Why aren't you vegan yet? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I meant to hit my button and I hit yours. You're muted. I'm so sorry. It was an accidental click. Okay, go ahead. Why aren't you vegan? I'm so sorry.
That's just life. Life is life, and right now it's all right. I used to be vegan.
So why aren't you vegan anymore?
I'm just vegetarian now.
What made you change?
A lot of it had to do is I live in a big city, correct? And one of the things that I noticed was I use so many petroleum products, down to the phone that's in my hand, headphones that I wear, and that used to be animals. The stuff that makes petroleum used to be animals at one point.
Talking about oil?
Crude oil.
Those animals were not born into
Yes.
existence. So exploitation means that you're using someone who is alive without their consent for your benefit. The oil is not from someone who was exploited.
But it's the processing of that oil as well, like the Exxon Valdez incident that we had.
I just want to clarify.
tearing
You're
down.
saying because we use oil, which comes from animals that died thousands of years ago, because we use oil, you demand that animals be enslaved today?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the whole process of
What does
oil
that have to do
refinery is
with
terrible for
veganism?
animals. Well, you're tearing down their homes for pipelines
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Do you
We're
hold on.
pumping oil
So you're
into the
concerned
water
about
that
land
kills
use.
animals.
Okay. So
Yeah, and not just land,
even
but
water.
water
I
too.
have actually the perfect resource for you. You ready? Okay. It's called a meta-analysis. The title is Reducing Food's Environmental Impacts Through Producers and Consumers. And it's one of the largest meta-analysis on the topic. They looked at thousands of farms in hundreds of countries. They found that we're using 83% of our current agricultural land to raise animals, even though they only give us 18% of our total global calories. So if you want to reduce the land use, reduce pesticide use, reduce the water use, reduce land use, you would go vegan, because a plant-based world uses 75% less ag land, uses a third less water. And we can feed at the same time 10 billion humans. We're only 8 billion right now.
I hear what you're saying. I don't like the fact that I do not like cattle farms. I do not like chicken farms. Any farming of any animal
So what makes you
whatsoever
not
is
vegan, I guess?
terrible. I just
Is it just the name? Are you just not wearing the name but still not using animals?
I think it's kind of the name.
No,
It's
no, no.
also because of the
I'm asking, like, what are your habits? Are you using animal products right now? Besides oil. I know we just talked about that. But I mean, like, from living animals, are you demanding animals be used for you? Okay. What products are
yes.
those?
Yeah. Oh, I'm a honey
Okay.
addict.
Do you know
I
why
love
vegans
honey.
don't eat honey?
Because they farm raise bees to produce the honey.
Yeah. Do you think
And then
that's
they take their
fair?
food.
Why is it
Yes and
fair?
no. Because that's what they do. That's their job.
You just described
That's why we farm
enslavement.
them.
You were enslaving bees because you like what they produce.
Yes, but you also got to understand
I have to
that a lot of
understand.
these
You
honey
need to
farms
understand
are.
that bees are sentient.
They
Bees play
rescue.
with balls. No, I don't
Yes,
think
but
you
they.
get it. I don't even think you understand why human slavery is bad. Human slavery, even if the human, like, I guarantee not all the slaves were of normal cognition. Most of them, yes. But I guarantee there were a handful of slaved people that were not of regular cognition. You could argue they were the same cognition as the animals that we currently use, the other animals that we use. Would you say then that it was moral to use those humans of low cognition? No, because they care about what happens to themselves, just like the humans with regular cognition. We're all sentient. Sentient beings share the want to live. We all want to live. It's really that basic. We want to avoid suffering. If you can avoid demanding someone's exploitation, you should. I'm not saying you shouldn't walk across the grass. I'm not saying you need to be a naked monk living in the middle of the woods, eating tree bark, right? I'm saying do what you can in this life right now. If you can live without it or you can avoid it, then you should. You shouldn't demand someone's exploitation, not in general of all products, just when there's a victim involved. You know, that's when it matters. I don't care what you do outside of that. Live your life the way you want to. You do you, boo. You do you. Right? I have no care in the world for what anybody does as long as they're not affecting someone else in a negative way without consent. Right? That's the issue. We all want to be respected. I'm asking, why aren't we respecting everybody who wants to be respected? We don't need to enslave anybody. You could argue in the time of slavery, there was great benefit, right? Brought down the price of goods for people that were not enslaved but poor. It made goods more available. It made labor cheap and easy to find. You know, it made someone a lot of money to have a plantation full of slaves. There were people breeding slaves. But all of that was immoral because the slaves' experiences mattered more. You know, a lot of the times these slave owners couldn't understand their slaves. The slaves looked different. They can't speak English, right? They think differently and they're related to somebody else. We're using the same stupid excuses to justify other animal enslavement. We're saying that they are lesser, they're better in our care, that they're dumb, that they're, lucky to be farmed because we're giving them the opportunity of life. Those were the same arguments made for slavery. God ordained it. All these same excuses. And the thing is, there's no morally relevant difference. No one can actually point to a difference. They keep saying intelligence, but we have humans that are not intelligent that we still protect. Why? Do we check their DNA? No, we don't care. We know that we look like them. We can relate with them. We know that if we're sentient, most likely they are too. And it drives me nuts that also these human supremacists in the chat sit there and go on about how humans are just so goddamn intelligent. I have a lot of, yeah. And yet they don't even realize that if you didn't have other humans telling you stuff, you'd be dumber than rocks. Actually, you wouldn't be dumber than rocks. You'd be as intelligent as a wild animal, probably. You'd be really good at surviving your harsh environment. You wouldn't understand morality. You'd just be bumbling around in the woods, possibly going to be predated upon. Maybe, I don't know, if you survive past your first 10 years, because as children, we are very, very vulnerable. Thank you, by the way, to my mods in the chat. Thank you for keeping it safe. I see you actively in there. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to bring up the next guest. I appreciate y'all being patient. Let's go. Hey, Alan. Alan? Hi.
Hello.
Okay, perfect. Are you over 18? Okay, right on.
Yes,
why aren't you
ma'am.
vegan yet?
Well, I feel like it's a hard one for me to, I guess, explain because I have so many, I guess, like still questions, and also I feel like it's, why, I get that there's like healthier ways and all that good stuff as well, plus sides to it, but at the same time, it's like I feel like our body relies on a lot of that now, and I don't know, and then the whole like, the shouldn't be offing animals and so on, but other animals as well eat other animals. So I don't know, I just feel like that's not,
Yeah.
I don't know how that's okay, but then
I
it's
don't
not
like
okay to.
predation. I'm not a fan, but I can't communicate with a lion, and there's not really a lot of lions. I would say that humans definitely, like 1-to-1, do way more damage than any single lion, especially though as a species, because we're bringing to life 92.2 billion animals a year just to slaughter, whereas a lion, like nowhere near that number. So what I focus on are the animals that I can communicate with that can make the largest change.
Okay, and so I guess I have another question too. So does that mean
Yeah,
like
no,
you
I
don't
don't
drink
drink milk.
milk either?
Yeah. Do you know what it
No.
takes to make milk?
The-
Do you know what it
Huh?
takes to make milk?
Like make it
Well,
yourself?
do you know what it takes to make a cow produce milk? It sounds kind of loud in your background. Maybe you can go somewhere quieter.
One sec.
While we're muted, I'm just gonna say that a cow. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry we couldn't continue the conversation. I wasn't trying to be rude. It was really loud and it sounded like you were struggling to hear me. All I was saying is that a cow is a mammal, and all mammals only produce milk after they've given birth. She doesn't decide if she's going to be pregnant. The farmer does. She doesn't decide who she's going to get pregnant with. The farmer does. Often it's not even another bull that she meets. It's often the farmer's arm going up her bunghole, holding her cervix in place and squirting bull semen in there. And to get the bull semen, it's someone's job to get the bull off. So that's how we get milk. After 9 months, she produces a baby, she gives birth, and dairy cows are actually one of the most maternal animals on the farm. So it's actually considered inhumane to wait longer than a couple of days to separate them. A lot of farms only do it within a couple hours. Like the cow gives birth and then they drag the calf off. Sometimes they let the calf drink, I forgot what it's called, but that first drink from the mom, because it has something in it. I forgot at this point. Maybe one of the vegans can remind me. I forgot what it is. It's that first drink though. It's, can't remember. Some people actually try to buy that stupid first milk too. But yeah, so they separate her from her baby so that we can drink the milk. And either they portion some of her milk for her baby, but they don't let the baby come and suckle off of her. They usually have a bottle or a bucket or some kind of a trough that they pour milk or a milk substitute into. And you can find videos of this even on TikTok where these cows are, they're hungry. So they're like just digging their face into a bucket, almost drowning because they don't, that's not how they drink milk. They usually suck on a teat. That's what their instincts are. So, yeah, that's what they do to them. That's how we get milk. We have to grape cows in order to get milk. And personally, I'm not okay with that. I'm sure the cows aren't either, really. That's the true, it's like, how does the cow feel? Colostrum, thank you. Lori, thank you. Two Spirit Veg. Yas, thank you. Colostrum. Yes. That is the first drink that sometimes they'll let the baby have, but other times they'll sell it because some people want it. Oh, are you leaving, U-Tops? Or is someone else leaving? Cap lock? Somebody says bye. I see all these goodbyes. Who's leaving? Gancher, thank you. Colostrum, yep, you were right. Who said they're leaving? Did I miss it? Oh, there we are. Molotov Juice Box. Well, thank you for being here. Really appreciate that. I was looking for you and I went way past your name. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. Oh, Peggy's in here. Good to see you. Hey, what's up? Oh my gosh, you guys. It's so good to see everybody. Universe, I see you in the chat. Oh my gosh. I'm honored to have you here. Oh, you're fantastic. Thank you. And Ben, thank you also for responding to non-vegans in there. Yeah, exactly. If you have some kind of thought that, oh, we can't live without animals, make sure you look for your evidence. Because it's not about, hey, Lee, what's up? It's not about just assuming how things are. It's about, hey, I have evidence. This is how it is. Okay. A bad bay. That's hard for me to say. Are you over 18? Okay, right on.
Yes, I am. You should read my name backwards and add a sound.
Nice. Yabba dabba. I like that a lot. That makes sense now why you have Fred Flintstone. Love it.
Yep.
All right. So why aren't you vegan yet?
Well, I guess, I really just can't afford the vegan alternatives are more expensive and, you got to track, you got to make sure you're eating enough peanuts or whatever to get your protein. That's just not very affordable for me. Well,
Sorry,
I can't hear you.
myself. So there actually have been studies on this that show that a vegan diet can be cheaper. It depends on what you're buying, though. If you're buying the Impossible or the Beyond, those can be a little more pricey. But if you're buying the grains like rice, beans, local in season, fruits and vegetables, frozen, canned fruits and vegetables, whatever, those are going to be the cheapest things in the store. And if you follow this vegan Dailey Dozen I have up here, it'll be 30% cheaper than the average diet. Yeah.
Okay. Vegan Dailey Dozen. Awesome. Yeah, I'll check that out. So, and then I have sort of a devil's advocate sort of situation with the intelligent life. And I do kind of believe this, but it's pretty, what's the word? like far in this
That's okay.
belief or
I
whatever.
don't
Like
mind
it's like
answering hypotheticals.
drastic
That's
or
totally fine. Yeah.
okay. So I've kind of started to believe that, or I've heard theories about like consciousness, and that our consciousness is really just a tool that's evolved through generations, and it's used to maneuver our environment. And so, if we talk about souls or intelligent life, like my sort of belief is that doesn't exist. Like we're all just matter with some sort of mechanism that allows us to move throughout the environment and, gather resources to keep us alive and then eventually reproduce. So my belief is like a super like evolution centered belief. But
Okay, so I'm trying to make sure I understand. So correct me if I'm wrong. Are you trying to say that everybody's just trying to survive, so it doesn't matter what we do to each other? Okay.
exactly. Yeah. Like nothing matters because
Okay.
none of us really
Do you
exist.
think that people should just take from you whenever they want then?
I mean, I think if we're looking at just like evolution and like, I guess my sort of belief is like deterministic. So it's like, we have no choice over our decisions. Like it's like,
You have limited.
like it's
I
like
do agree with you. Yeah, that we're kind
cause
of
and
pointed
effect.
based off of our background. Like everything is kind of reacting to something in a sense, if you will. I do understand that we're being pushed towards our decisions. But when you have in front of you this choice between a plant-based burger and a burger made from someone's body, you do have a choice in that moment. And you can choose to not demand someone's exploitation.
Well, I mean, a choice is in like if we have free will, but
When you go to
if
the
we don't have free
store,
will, then
when you go to the
things just
store,
happen.
are you just putting your arm out and random things fall in your cart? Or are you careful to pick out your
Well,
stuff?
when I go to the store, so in a deterministic world, if it exists, I'm not saying that it does. I sort of believe it, but if it exists, when people go to the store and they pick out certain things, it's because they crave those things, and those cravings
So
have been
because
developed
someone
through
craves
evolution.
something, that justifies it?
No, I'm not saying it justifies it. I'm just saying they don't have a choice in a
What does
deterministic
that
world.
mean? Because someone could have the urge to grape someone. They have the choice to
Well,
do that or not,
yeah,
right?
I mean that's
No,
that's
it's
super
not.
dramatic, but I'm
It is
saying
not dramatic. You're literally putting
it's
a
not
knife.
dramatic.
Hold on.
Or
I was
no,
gonna say you're
not
putting knives
dramatic,
in
but like
animals' throats. That is dramatic.
well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not. Dramatic's the wrong word to use.
Yeah,
More
you
like
don't think
intense,
sticking a
like
knife in someone's throat
a
is
super
intense?
example.
Okay.
No, I
That's why I
totally agree,
use
but I'm
also
saying that
another instance where someone is doing something extreme for their pleasure, regardless of what their victim experiences.
yeah. So I'm not saying that that's not wrong. And actually, in a deterministic world, if someone's doing something wrong, then we deem things as bad or good based on, if we're looking at evolution, like
Okay.
what
Do you think kicking a dog,
keeps people
for
alive.
fun is immoral? Okay. Why do
Yes.
I agree? Why do you think it's immoral?
But well, I think it's immoral because, I mean, if we're like, I guess looking outside of a deterministic world, if we have
I mean, it doesn't
souls
even matter
and,
if we have souls. What's wrong with
this
kicking a
dog
dog?
like has the life. Well, if it experiences things the way that we do, just like has eyes and has feelings, whatever, like, then hurting it would
Yeah, exactly. They're
be immoral.
experiencing something, and we can relate.
But so do you see what I'm arguing though is like
Yeah,
about
so someone has the
choices is
choice
like,
to kick a dog or not.
Well, so I'm getting down to like, the
Yeah,
chemistry
it's
of our
my
brain
chemistry.
and like our
Dogs,
upbringing and
they'll
like,
chase a smaller dog if it runs away yipping, just out of instinct. So I'm doing the same thing. I have this instinct to just run after a dog and kick them. Does that mean that it's moral that I'm doing that?
Well, so I'm not
That's
arguing
what
the
I'm talking
morality
about.
of it. I'm
I'm
saying
talking about
whether
only
it's
the
whether we
morality.
have
I'm
free will
only
or
talking
fate.
about what is moral. I want you to understand where I'm coming
Yeah, but
from. I'm like an abolitionist against human slavery. And I'm telling you, don't support
okay, so
enslavers.
no, I
You're
totally agree.
telling
But
me
so you
it
believe
doesn't
in free
matter.
will.
It doesn't
You
matter.
you
It
believe
doesn't
in free
matter. Are
will
you
then.
telling me I don't
Well, that's what
care.
I'm
I
arguing.
want to know why you're not vegan.
So, okay, so you want to argue something else?
You can
Okay.
go cry in the chat. You have a great rest of your day. You're saying it's okay to kick dogs. You're saying I have no choice. I have an urge. I have no choice. I have to go kick that dog. But for some reason, like, this is where I'm getting confused. You're saying when you're in the grocery store, I just do whatever I am being forced to do. But when it comes to someone literally doing something that you agree is immoral, right? You can't even understand why you think it's immoral. The reason why it's wrong to kick a dog, as you said, you're just being inconsistent, is because they suffer. They're having an experience. What they're experiencing matters more than the pleasure I get from kicking them. What they're experiencing matters more than any benefit I get from exploiting them. That's what I'm saying. I don't care about this other deterministic bullshit. I'm not a debater. I'm an animal rights activist. I'm here defending someone's rights. I don't care what you think about choices. You do have choices, and you're delulu if you think otherwise. You're telling me it's okay for people to be chimos. You're telling me it's okay for people to grape because of their backgrounds. Oh, but Your Honor, it's deterministic. I have no control over my actions. That's what you sound like. It's just like, what? If someone came and graped you, you're telling me you'd be like, oh, it's deterministic. They couldn't help themselves. They couldn't make any other choice. Oh. You area fool. Oh, I see. It's well, I mean, it does spell area. You are a fool. So, are you over 18? Right on. Why aren't you vegan yet?
You know, I feel like it's just hypocritical.
What's veganism?
It's
What's
hypocritical,
veganism?
and I'll tell you why. Sure. So veganism is the advocation for
It's not an advocation.
wait, what is it?
It's an ethical stance. It's
What,
an
it's the
ethical stance
lifestyle?
against the exploitation of sentient beings. So I'm against enslaving others.
Okay. Even
Of
if it's to your
course.
benefit.
Yes.
Like,
Why would
okay.
anybody oppress someone else if they didn't get a benefit? Oppressors only oppress for benefits.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Well, what about like for the medicine? Like, I
So
mean, because we kind of have to
because
test our
medicine is
medicine on
tested on
live
animals, you think we should enslave them for other things that are optional?
Oh, I get it. You're a narcissist.
Wow.
I see.
You lost
You're
that fast. You have to start pulling out the ad hominems. Wow. Terrible. That's two questions in, you failed. That's pretty sad. Oh God. Carlton, are you over 18? Are you over 18? Carlton? Okay. I can't hear you, so maybe get that fixed. Caesar of Rome. Are you over 18? Oh, sorry, you just popped up. You haven't loaded in. Are you over?
Meat,
Yeah, I like vegan meat too. Vegan meat. I agree, it's delicious. I love Meaty specifically. That company is so good. But honestly, I would say my favorite replacers for animal products, at least when it comes to food, I'd say tempeh and tofu are literally my favorites. I could eat those raw. When I first went vegan, I actually avoided soy for the first 5 years. I bought into the propaganda that soy was dangerous. I didn't associate that though with veganism like it is now. I was just scared of soy. And I don't know, I finally saw the science behind soy and that it doesn't affect your estrogen. And then I eat soy every day. I eat at least, well, actually, I eat it with my partner. So we like split a block of tofu or we'll split some tempeh. I just love that flavor. It's so good. I'll tell you though, like when I first started eating tofu, I don't think I liked even the flavor, but a lot of the times it's because I was eating it from places that didn't know how to cook it. Now when I get it from, I have a lot of vegan restaurants around me, so they know how to cook it. Oh my God, you guys. Seriously, if you don't know how to cook tofu, you are sleeping on it. It is so good. It's just an inert, it doesn't have any real flavor, but full of all your nutrition. All you do is soak it in something or season it, put it on a pan or put it in a air fryer. You could put a little oil on it if you want. You don't have to. A little cornstarch will also give you that crisp on the edge. You can just chop it up, throw it in a pan with other fruits. Well, some people do cook with fruit, but other vegetables. Seriously, you're sleeping on some delicious food just because you're worried about the vegan word. Bassy, you've been sitting there a minute. Keith, you sleep on tofu. That's like level 15 vegan. Hey, Bassy, are you over 18?
Hello. Yes, I am. I'm 19. I was
Okay.
born in 2006.
Right on. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I have restrictive or avoidant food intake disorder.
Do you want to be vegan?
Yes,
Okay,
very badly.
so you're the second person I've had up today that has some kind of rare condition, and I just want to know, like, what brought you up here today? What were you hoping to accomplish?
I need help.
I mean, I can genuinely help you. I just want you to know that sometimes, like, if you go on a panel, if you want to be vegan, and you go on a vegan panel and you express that you have, a very high hurdle to get over, people will tokenize you. They're going to use you to excuse them to continue demanding animals be used. So I just urge you to be cautious when you go up on a vegan panel. Okay? Because right now I'm trying to defend animals and you're kind of like the opposition coming up here. So your defense is to use animals. So I just want you to know what kind of optics you're making. Okay?
Right. It's just alongside of that, I have anemia.
So
And
you're
I
not.
already
Did you
take
hear what I
iron
said?
supplements. I did. I'm just.
Well, what is your point? Is your point that no one can be vegan? Okay.
No, my point is that despite all of that, I still want to be vegan, and I'm still going to be vegan because you can find all the things you need in other vegan foods. I'm looking to a professional for
Well, first, I'm not a professional. I'm just a Joe Schmo. I can tell you what I do when it comes to. Well, I actually don't know what specifically your situation is that you said iron and the other one was about like ARFID, right?
Yeah, it's like a really big fear.
So
of
what
food.
I would do is I would reach out to like a plant-based dietitian. I have resources right here, but you can also just Google vegan challenge plus free dietitian. I guarantee they're out there. And you can talk to a dietitian one-on-one, expressing, what your situation is. And if you tell them, hey, I'm vegan or I want to live vegan, they'll help you. Yeah.
Okay.
Would you be well, hell yeah.
Thank you
If
so
that's really
much.
all that was holding you back, I'm glad you did come up. Thank you for coming up here. Have you seen what they go through, like Dominion?
I have not seen Dominion just because I feel like I have a very weak stomach.
I mean, if it's not good enough for your stomach, maybe watching it is the Band-Aid you need pulled so that, because, I would say that you probably need to talk to like a psychologist too when it comes to ARFID, right? Because it's usually about how we view the food. So I would just rip the Band-Aid off, look at what you're demanding of animals, talk to a therapist and talk to a dietitian. Honestly, I wish everybody could have a therapist. We all need talk therapy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Bassy.
Thank you so
Reach out
much.
to me if you do watch Dominion or you reach out to a dietitian. I would love to hear if that helped you or if it didn't, because I'm always trying to improve my resources. So, hell yeah.
All right.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
coming
so
up.
much.
You have a good day. Thank
Of course. You have a good one.
Yes, I will absolutely try to help you if I can, but just know I am not a professional. I'm not a dietitian or a nutritionist. I have looked into the information, but not near as much as like a dietitians have like 6 to 8,000 hours focused on how diet affects your health. So they are the absolute like I wouldn't say gold standard, I guess. They're the main doctor person that you would want to go talk to. An actual MD doctor has maybe 2 days, 24 hours, 48 hours of education on how diet affects your health. They're more focused on like vitamins and, stuff like that. So go to a dietitian, at least a nutritionist. And I'm so sorry that you have to deal with such a stupid hurdle. That sucks. I don't have ARFID, but I do have sensory issues with some textures. Like I literally cannot swallow certain things. They make me gag. So I understand that feeling somewhat. So I'm sorry that you have to deal with that. That is rough. But I also appreciate you showing that you're someone with an obstacle trying to figure out how to go vegan. That's exactly what a vegan would do. I'm experiencing a hurdle and I need help. That's actually what's great about these vegan challenges is that they provide a group that you can go talk to. I guarantee you're not alone in this feeling. And I've talked to multiple people who have like ARFID, although ARFID is, very unique to each person, but it helps to talk to people who are going through similar things as you. It makes you feel just more grounded, you have a community. And so that's why I really push these challenges because they create that community. I'll try to be your community too. You can reach out to me, but sometimes I get a little overwhelmed with trying to advocate for animals. And so I feel like I'm personally not the best community for people, but we need community. We're human. That's what humans thrive on. We thrive on help. We always do better when we come together. So that's what these are great for. Please go check out those groups. I know they feel kind of scary. It feels uncomfortable when you join something. I understand that feeling, but the benefits are going to way outweigh the fear that you feel. Just do it. Just do it. Watch Dominion. Go to nutritionfacts.org to, verify you can get everything you need in a day and then join one of these challenges. It's like the next best step. It's nice to have a hand to hold and someone to give advice. It really is helpful. Carlton. Hey, didn't I? Hi. You've been sitting there a minute, right? I feel like I looked at your name a couple of times. Are you over?
Yeah, sorry. Before when you accepted me, I was actually away from my phone, and as I got back to my phone, you had kicked me, so I didn't have enough time to actually say, wait.
Are you over? Yeah.
But thank you.
Are you over
for
18?
accepting me again?
Perfect.
Yes, I'm 22.
Why aren't you vegan yet?
Honestly, I don't actually have an answer for that. Like, I've always thought to myself, why aren't I vegan? And I just never came to a conclusion to why. I just, grew up eating meat. My whole family has. So I guess, just being around meat eaters, it just never gave me that time to think about wanting to be vegan.
Yeah, I can relate with that. I don't think I ever thought about going vegan. Even when I had vegetarian friends, I would like make fun of them and stuff. I just never thought about it myself. Have you ever seen what the animals must go through for you to use them?
I have seen a few videos from, other vegan activists across TikTok. And I'll be honest, it is kind of heartbreaking to hear the sounds that they make and what they actually go through in that process. Because, look, there's certain parts where I'm against animals being killed. And when it comes to, tigers and stuff like that, when they're killed to make carpets, etc., that's the sort of thing I'm against when it comes to animals being...
I agree with you.
killed.
Why do you think... I agree that tigers shouldn't be unalived to make rugs. Why do you think that, though? Like, what's your reason for thinking tigers shouldn't be turned into rugs?
We'll see, the way people see it, a lot of humans say, tigers are wild. If a tiger approached us, they would just kill us, and that's how people justify their reasons for hunting them, etc. But the way I see it, tigers are just like us. They were brought into this world to live how they live. Just because they don't have the capability to have a choice like us doesn't make them any less different. I totally agree. They raise a family like we do. Humans have kids. We have families just like tigers and lions. They have cubs, they raise families, and they protect their families just like we do.
Exactly. All right, so you agree then that their experiences, the tigers' experiences, matter more than the pleasure we get from the aesthetics of a tiger rug.
Yeah. Like, they should be able to live freely. Like, yeah, if a human gets attacked, that is their fault for going anywhere near a tiger's territory. Like, you should be smart enough to know, don't
I
go
agree
near
with
wild
that. I
animals.
still would say there's still space for self-defense, even if a human is stupid. And I mean, I see videos from people going to like Yellowstone, and they're always getting so close to the buffalo. It's like, you dummy, you're gonna get killed.
Yeah, like I've seen many cases like where people have these fantasies and they love animals so much to the point they actually try go face to face with them, and then it doesn't
Yeah,
work
that's
out
silly.
in the end.
Yeah.
And then that animal
Yep.
ends
I
up
was gonna
getting
say,
put
like,
down.
if they go fight them, that animal is not
because-
gonna live either way, even if they win.
Like, I don't know if you heard about this case. So years ago, there was a case where a baby fell in a gorilla's enclosure, and the gorilla actually picked up that child and put it at the door where the zookeepers come in, put the child down safely, walked away. Even though that gorilla didn't show no signs of aggression, nothing, they managed to get the baby out safely as well. They still put the gorilla
Was
down.
it the one though
right
where the
after.
gorilla was kind of swinging the kid around first? Oh.
No, not that one. There was one where I think it was a mother gorilla actually picked up the
wow.
child and safely put it down at the door waiting for the zookeeper to come in. And then, even though the gorilla had walked away with no signs of aggression, they still didn't want to take any risks and tranquilized it.
They claim it's because the animal now knows that they can touch humans and potentially not have some kind of repercussion or something. So they have to put the animal down because they think that the animal will just now start to cross borders or cross lines more often, which is silly. Yeah.
But see, in that sense, it shows that animals are slowly
They're smart.
adapting. Like they are starting to slowly understand how humans operate.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
And that's what people need to realize.
Well, you talk like a vegan. Are you vegan? Okay.
No, I'm actually not vegan.
Do you What's veganism
tried.
mean?
It didn't work. I mean, I tried for like a week. I didn't actually try for a long time. I tried for a week and I
if
gave
you
up pretty quick.
if you don't have like the actual motivation, it turns into just a diet, and diets are boring, like, I don't know. It's
Like, don't get me wrong, I love plants, I love eating carrots, apples, that sort of thing, I love
But
vegetables,
the way you're kind of putting it
fruits.
makes it's kind of like eating healthy, right? Eating healthy is better for you, but it's not always
Oh,
fun.
yeah, 100%.
It's fun to get junk food sometimes. So that's why I don't really care for the health aspect about veganism. You absolutely can have a super healthy diet being a vegan. You can also be in the middle. You can eat vegan junk food and eat healthy food at the same time. Or if you want, you can eat just all vegan junk food, So for me, it's not about...
Yeah, well, I've read into it, and it says
It
it's
can
actually
be.
really healthy. People on vegan diets, it can actually help prevent, certain cancers,
Yes.
etc.
Even our junk food, relative to its counterparts, are healthier. They're not healthy. I wouldn't say that a burger is ever healthy, but a plant-based burger has been proven to be healthier because they don't have cholesterol. They have a lot less salt. They have a lot less fat. So, but it doesn't matter. Again,
Well, I mean, I
it doesn't
can
matter
tell
about the
that.
health aspect. It's more like, what's your motivation for going vegan, right? Why would you want to be vegan?
Well, I think I want to be vegan just to more, balance my health.
Well, I mean, you
really.
could balance your health on an omnivore
benefit.
diet. Why would you be curious about veganism? Just because you've heard it's been really healthy, that's it?
No, not just that. Like I've seen a lot of inspiration. There's a lot of vegans who probably do take it a step too far, but there are a lot that actually show inspiration. And a lot of the time I didn't see pigs and cows as anything. I just saw it as an animal that we get to eat, we get to use to make milk, whatever. But then the more I listen to vegans' explanations and why it's so wrong. I looked more into videos of these animals, and I've seen how they actually have some understanding of what's going on.
They have a lot of understanding, actually, more than we probably know. Like I've talked about that animals aren't necessarily sapient. They have some sapience. We have seen it in them, but they're not as lost in their thoughts like we are as humans. And there's something to be said that when you're not lost in your thoughts, we kind of escape in the moment suffering by going into our head and thinking about things. We can alleviate ourselves of boredom. We can try to ignore pain sometimes just because we can go up into our heads and think about things. And since other animals don't necessarily have a strong ability to do that, I would consider they're more present, right? They're more in the moment. So if they are suffering in the moment, it's almost, compounded because they can't distract themselves, whereas we can. So, and then the idea that humans also know that things are limited. There's one day I'm going to possibly pass away, or, we know that there's a tomorrow coming or something. Animals that aren't aware of that, to them, us farming them is like an eternal hell, right? They don't know if it's ever going to end. They don't have that concept. So it's almost like they almost suffer more because they don't have the pleasure of our intelligence.
Yeah, and it's more because a lot of people, they only see these animals, the only value they see in these animals is what they can produce for us. They can't see beyond that because in their mind they just see a pig, they're like bacon, meat, that's
Exactly.
meat for me. And, the way I see it is, these animals, they can cry, they can stress, they get sick just like we do. Like, just because we look different and just because, humans are more capable of having a choice, understanding, and what we can do with our life, it shouldn't give us power over
Exactly.
animals.
You talk like a vegan. You're right there. What is it again? Remind me. What is it that's like keeping you from being vegan, or is it just haven't done it yet?
I mean, I guess just, adapting to eating meat, I guess, I guess that's all it is, just growing up eating meat for 22 years of
I
my
get
life.
that.
It's just, something that's hard
When I
to
went
just turn back
vegan,
from.
my family was actually against it, and my grandmother at the time she was alive, she was very mean to me about it. She'd tell me basically that I was wasting food and that beggars can't be choosers, and she gave me a real hard time over it. But to me, I didn't want to demand that of anybody. It's kind of like learning that grandma's been cooking dogs the whole time. I can't bring myself to eat the dog. So
Well, I'm glad you didn't let their opinions, change your mind about what you wanted to do with your life.
at that point,
I'm
it was
glad
because
you
I'd
followed
seen
through.
the evidence, and I actually did have a friend that had gone vegan with me. And I think community is a big part of it too. When you're alone and people are giving you a hard time, it's way easier to just like put your hands up and be like, fine, like I'll do what you want to do if you're going to give me this much crap. So I get why people kind of crumble under social pressures, but that's why I push these vegan challenges. And you can either do these, you can also just Google vegan challenges. I would say plus plant-based dietitian, and they provide a group of people that are new vegans that are going through their own obstacles. And often you just jump in there and say, hey, I'm having a hard time with this, or I'm about to eat this product. Can someone talk to me about something that's an alternative or something that can help distract me? Or it's just nice to have a community to pull from and people that are in your same boat having that empathy for what you're going through. So would you be willing to try one of those?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think I'm willing to try give it a shot.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it can't
agree.
hurt.
They're really non-invasive, so it's just basically what you'll get is an email of ideas of meals to make. And you'll also, it depends on which one you go with. The top one, 10 weeks to V, or excuse me, 10weeks.org. It's a 10-week stretch, and you have help the whole time. They actually do have mentors that you can talk to regularly. So someone that's knows your situation specifically, and you can vent to them or talk to them about whatever you need, and they can help you find products that are in your area, help you stay within your budget. So that's 10weeks.org. And then Vegan Easy is great because it's just 30 days, but it's a similar program. So it's either 10 weeks or 30 days, up to you which one you want to do. There's other vegan challenges. If you maybe don't like those, you want to find something else. But the important thing is find a community, because honestly, family is hard. Family can be rough. You love them, but sometimes they don't want to respect your principles. So sometimes having a community makes you stand strong in your
I mean,
principles.
if I was to be vegan, my family actually
good.
wouldn't have a problem with it, which
That
I
is
find amazing. They would accept me for it. They'd be like, "You want to be vegan?
That's
Be
very
vegan."
sweet. Would they help you by making food that you could eat? Okay.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so what I would do, just take a screenshot and work your way down through my resources, because that's really.
Yeah, I definitely will. I think it'd be good to give it a shot and see how
Carlton,
it goes.
I really appreciate your open-mindedness. You really do speak like a vegan. I think you're one of us. It's just about aligning your actions with your principles, because you truly sound like you understand where we're coming from.
Because, like, in my opinion, animals do have more value than
they have
a
more
lot of
value
people
than a
see them.
taste pleasure, right? They have more value than us using them for aesthetics. Aesthetics or pleasure.
Like, instead of hunting these animals, why not take photos of them and make beautiful portraits out of it?
Exactly. Yes, I say that all the time. I mean, there's other things too we could do, because we're always worried about populations. These people that go out and hunt and watch these deer, we could pay them to just keep track of the deer, just to watch them, take pictures, and yeah, I agree. Yep.
Because tigers are almost extinct in the wild. Like there's not a lot left in the wild.
Exactly.
And it's really sad
because it's our fault. We keep encroaching on their homeland, and they just have to adapt.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Yeah.
And that's literally why a lot of tigers. That's why tigers have a high rate of killing humans and hunting them, because these humans are approaching their territory and getting all in their space, and these tigers are like, I'm not going to have that. And because tigers, they have very good memory as well. They will remember.
I've never done research on tiger memory, but I wouldn't doubt it that they're like, I'm going to remember this individual because they're dangerous.
Well, there was actually a tiger who was captured because they had actually killed at least 40 humans. Yeah, because they had lost their canines, so they couldn't, hunt like deer or that. And so their only option was to hunt humans.
That's so sad. I have a dream that we could, I would just like us to stop farming animals and utilize our focus on just caring for everybody as far as their health and longevity. We could actually reduce our agricultural land use if we stop farming animals and support everybody. We could even help the wild animals. Yeah. I think that there would be a way that we could even consider looking at predation. And I don't believe in, I don't know if you've heard this, I'm kind of going on a tangent here. There's something called carnivore culling theory. And I would even say that that's still garbage. I would never want to cull carnivores. I would want to support them in a way that gives them their nourishment and an alternative so that they are least likely to attack other animals. I would love for that. But first, we have to focus on our actions first. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because a lot of animals are even farmed. Like horses are farmed for racing. And then when they get to a certain point where they can't race anymore, they just put the horse down.
It's a mindset.
And it's sad. Like this is the same.
When we view someone as a something, they're a product. Products don't have feelings, so it doesn't matter. We need a functioning, working product. And if that product doesn't work anymore, we get a new one.
And it's because humans have the power to overpower these animals, and that's why they do it. It's because they have the power to do it.
And we're told from birth to just accept it. When we see, the first time we see an animal being exploited, a lot of children don't like it, or they'll question it, right? And we're just told, this is the way it is, and you accept it. And we're just told throughout our life, until we come across evidence that shows us otherwise. So.
Yeah, this was a very
Carlton,
good show. I'm glad I got to
this.
step in.
Well, like I said, go check out the resources. And if you do check them out, come talk to me. I'd love to hear if they helped you. I'm always trying to improve what I have up here because I want it to be as helpful as possible. So if it helped you, please let me know.
Thank you so much. This conversation
you
was
honestly
really
inspired
inspiring.
me too, Carlton.
What was the website again that you suggested?
I suggested a couple of them. Was it the Vegan Challenge?
I think one of them was 10
Yeah,
weeks.
can you see the resources behind me?
Oh, oh yeah, I can see that. Oh, you
Yeah,
actually
if you
have it
can,
right there.
if you swipe, I think this way or that way. One way you swipe sideways, it'll remove the chat so you can't see the chat anymore, and you can take a screenshot to see the background. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know
I
that
found
as
that by
well.
accident. I was like, oh, I can see the picture so clearly now.
You know, I'll definitely give all of these a look at and see
And don't feel
what I come up
overwhelmed. The
with.
top half is really the most important one. Dominion, nutrition facts if you're curious about nutrition health. And then these are just the challenges that put you in a group. This is where you get that community. So just don't feel overwhelmed. Hell yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much. I
Carlton, for
really
coming up here.
appreciate
You
it.
really did make me smile. Thank you.
All right, you have a
Yes,
lovely
you
day
too.
/ night.
Thank you. Bye.
All right,
I
bye.
love that. That was so sweet. Wow. Thank you, Carlton. I really appreciate that. Lewis, I saw you so long ago, by the way. I wanted to say, oh, I did say hello in the chat, but what's up, Lewis? I see you. Savvy Coops, I'm sure you've been in there a minute too. Pia, I don't know if I said hi to you, Pia, yet. It's good to see you. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so happy to see you there. Oh, Lori, you're still here. Thank you so much. Yes, W's in the chat for Colton. That was amazing. W's in the chat for Colton. That was amazing. I really did appreciate that conversation. It was an honest one. Okay. Jan. Oh, there's another Colton requesting up. I see you. Different Colton. Jan, are you over 18?
Oh. Yes, I am 18.
Why aren't you vegan
I am
yet?
18. Okay, so basically, I know this is gonna be a debate, but I'm here to learn. You're here to
I'll
learn.
preface, I
So
actually
just
prefer
to meet
not
a
to
common
debate.
ground.
I'm an animal rights activist, so I'm just advocating for someone's rights.
Okay. So I've been doing my research on this. I've been going over it. I understand that. I even watched Dominion. So basically, it's about, if I'm not mistaken, it's a movie about showing how cruel farmers treat the animals and
I mean,
mistreat them and
yes
stuff
and
like
no,
that. Correct?
because it's not about cruelty.
Like, okay,
It's
that's the
about
way I took
standard
it.
practice.
Okay, fair enough. But my question is, right, you kept saying it's immoral. Do you mind defining morality to
You
me?
know, I don't know the word for word definition. Let me look it up. The way I understand it, it's how I want to be treated and how I think people should treat each other. Moral definition. The definition is a lesson. Oh, no. A person's standards or of behavior or beliefs concerning what is and is not acceptable for them to do.
Okay, so that's the Google definition, but I'm gonna give you the definition to help you in this case. So basically,
whose
morality
definition?
depends on context. Oh
No,
no,
no.
that's Google.
Where's
Correct?
your
You Googled
definition
it,
coming
right?
from then? Like, I want to know if I have the right definition or
Oh
not.
no. No, this definition is like it's the basic definition for the context that you're looking for.
Of or
Basically, to
relating
help
to the
you out.
principles of right
So
and
basically,
wrong.
morality depends on. So it depends on
Look,
context.
Jan,
So humans
I
have
just want to
eaten
be clear
animals
though,
for like
like,
thousands of years.
it doesn't matter
Yeah.
what I think morality is.
Mhm.
It's what the victims think it is. But I'll let you continue. I just want to be
Okay.
clear. It doesn't matter if I know what morality is. Go ahead and continue.
Okay. So basically, if you look at it from an agricultural point, right? Just look at it. So modern crop farming also causes mass
What do
animal
the
deaths,
animals eat?
including field mice.
What do the
Excuse me?
animals eat that you use? The animals you use, what do they eat?
If I'm not mistaken, a vast majority of plantation
They
that both
eat
you
most
and
of the
I
plants
eat.
that we grow. In fact, there was a very large meta-analysis on this that found we're using 83% of our agricultural land to produce animals that only give us 18% of our total global calories. So we're using 83 of our land for
Okay.
18 calories, 18% of our calories.
May I
I
continue
guess.
now?
You were saying because you're worried about crop
Okay,
death, so I'm just
so
trying to
killing
say if you're worried about
animals.
crop deaths, you'd go vegan. Okay.
No, no, no. Now I said modern farming causes a lot
And
of
who
animal death.
causes most of that?
Correct. And then, well, I wouldn't say
Animal
particular
ag.
farmers because they
Animal
are
ag is the leading
humans as
cause
well.
for little animals dying in crop fields.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, do you mind explaining what that is?
Animal
Ag?
agriculture, so that's raising farming animals for our use.
Oh, okay. Oh my days. Oh my days. I thought it was like some kind
Oh,
of
no, no,
company
no.
or
I mean, it's an
something. I'm so
industry,
sorry.
but it's not a single company, no. Animal agriculture, I'm sorry.
Okay, so my question, like basically, okay, so what I'm trying to ask in this point is, so if
Oh,
killing
no, no.
animals
It's
is
not
immoral, then
killing.
plant
Not
agriculture
killing.
also
Not
involves
killing.
moral harm.
Vegans aren't against unaliving. Vegans are against exploitation. So if you need to protect your crop fields, that's understandable. But if you're demanding that animals be in your crop fields so that you can take their life, that is exploitation.
Okay, so you use a phone, correct?
Yes.
If you're talking about exploitation,
When you
you
look at
use
a
a phone,
phone,
correct?
are you no, I need you to stop,
So then
yawn,
that's
yawn,
considered
yawn, yawn, yawn,
exploitation
yawn.
of
Okay, you
labor.
keep doing the same fallacy. You keep trying to appeal to hypocrisy. This is a fallacy. You're not arguing the point. You're trying to pick at me. Even if I was wearing a meat dress made from a cow, that wouldn't change my argument. My argument is that humans should live without exploiting animals. Regardless of what I am doing, that argument is clear. And you're not arguing that. You're saying you're wearing a meat dress. Okay, but the point is you can live without using animals. What do you need from animals that justifies using them? Regardless of my meat dress, what is influencing your choices? You're muted. I can't hear you. Do I need to send you an invite?
Oh,
That's
sorry,
okay.
I didn't even realize I was muted. So basically, right, if we're talking, okay,
So
so
regardless of my actions, regardless
wait,
if I'm wearing a
right.
meat dress,
So why do you think someone like I just want to
go ahead.
Right. I get it. In this ideal world, humans wouldn't unnecessarily have suffering on animals if that's what you get what I'm saying. Like I get there are people that do it unnecessarily. Like so you are basically fighting for animal
I'm
rights, correct?
fighting for their inherent rights. So just like you have inherent rights,
Okay.
all sentient
So
beings care about what happens to them, right? And we respect those preferences because we have the same preference.
may I ask, do you know any of these animal
Yeah,
rights?
they want the right to life to be free of exploitation, or at least human-caused exploitation, because it's avoidable. That's it.
Okay. There's a difference between unnecessary cruelty and ethical use of
Is it
animals,
ethical to
right?
stop? Is it
Like, for
ethical
example,
to use someone's body without their consent when you don't need to? Is that ever ethical?
what do you mean when you don't need
What
to?
do you need
So
from
that's
animal products?
unnecessary.
What do you need from
Cruelty.
animal products that you can't get elsewhere?
Bro, it's like saying, why do you eat plants? Like, why do you eat
What do
plants
you
or why
need
do you
from
farm
animals?
plants
Animals are
without you?
sentient. They care about what happens to them. If you're going to take their life, you better have a really good justification. So what is it?
People
What do you
need,
need?
there's
Stop pivoting to
iron
other
and things that
people.
people
Talk for
need from
yourself. Yes.
me.
What do
I need
you need
iron from
iron
it.
from
I need
animals? You can't get that
nutritional
from
value
anywhere
from it.
else.
Yes.
You don't think you can get iron from anything else, really?
No.
You can get it from dark leafy greens. You can get it from beans.
Okay, what?
All you need to do is maybe drink a little vitamin C within the day. It'll help you absorb the iron.
Okay, but what if I don't like
Okay,
greens?
who
What
has
if
it
I have a
harder?
personal
You not
preference?
liking greens or the animal you're making walk into the slaughterhouse? Who has it harder? You not like no,
Do you know
Jan,
that
you're
they
pivoting
have
again. You're
you
pivoting.
okay?
Who has it harder? You choking down some vegetables or the animal being walked into the slaughterhouse?
Okay, in that case,
You
I would
think
say
you have
me.
it harder than
Oh,
someone getting their
well, oh no,
throat
sorry, the
slit?
animal.
Get out of here, dude. You're Delulu. If they were doing it to dogs, maybe you would understand. Like, do you even know what they do to animals to slaughter them? They'll put, specifically cows, they put them in what's called a knockbox, a space that they can't turn around, just big enough for their shoulders. Oftentimes, they have to put their head through a hole and they'll have their chin lifted up if it's a religious place. I mean, and then they'll slice them. Either they bolt them first and slice them, or they just slice them. Then they're hung upside down by their back leg. And it almost always dislocates because cows are huge. And their body isn't meant to hang from one leg. So they hang there, and a lot of times they become conscious. Like when they're bolted, it's seconds. You have seconds before they come back to being awake. There's plenty of videos of animals being fully conscious when their throat is slit, even though they were supposed to be bolted beforehand. And even if they're properly bolted, does that sound nice? Should we do that to humans? Why don't we take the humans we deem lesser, dumber, and we don't like? Why don't we put them in a factory farm setting or even a nice farm setting? Slit their throats, eat them up. What's wrong with that, guys? They're humans that we don't like. What's wrong with that? Is it because you recognize that this human feels and cares about what happens to them just like you? Animals are much the same. They feel, they care what happens to themselves. That's why it's immoral to use them if you don't need to. Even if you need to, I would still say it's immoral. But if you understand that this is a someone, you're going to do everything you can before you have to take their life. Frustrating. In Cremola. Hey, are you over 18?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Didn't sound
Yes.
confident there. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I am 30.
Okay. I think we're going to have an issue there with communication. Guys, look, the point is sentient beings, those that are having their own experience of life, right? They're making their own preferences. It's literally just an individual experiencing something happening and weighing that experience out. Did I like that? Did I not like that? That's all it is. It's just somebody making a preference and us not using them and letting them continue to have experiences. That's it. When you purchase, when you accept from a friend, right? When you use animals in front of other people, you're saying it's okay to use arbitrary traits to justify violating someone's body for your pleasure. You know, men used to do the same thing. Women aren't people. They're just a vessel and a pleasure bot. That's all they're for men to get off with. I am not a tool. I am me. I am a being. I don't care that evolutionarily speaking, I have a hoo-hoo, you have a pee-pee. I don't care. That doesn't give you the right to force it on me. Just because we might have some advantage over other animals doesn't mean that we should violate them. Kind of like a parent with a child. A parent has clear power over a child, right? They make decisions for them. But if that parent was making decisions for that child that wasn't in the child's best interest, but the parents only, that would be abuse. We would say that is not good parenting. And yet, for some reason, it's okay for animals. We're breeding someone into existence to be a slave. Would you want that? To never have rights over your own autonomy? To choose who you're going to love? To keep your babies? your own life. Look at your companion animals, dog, cat, whoever you're caring for. Put your hand on them. Feel their heart beating. Feel them breathing. When they play, look at the specific toys that they find entertainment out of, or the things that give them the most pleasure, right? They're making preferences. They want to keep having more experiences. Just because you don't live with a cow, pig, chicken, or fish doesn't mean they don't share those same feelings. They care about what happens to themselves. And if you spent time with them, you would recognize that. I'm giving vegan teacher vibes. Well, I wish it gave me vegan teacher numbers. I got to say, for everyone hating on her so much, they definitely support her channel a lot. She's got thousands, if not millions, of people that come and watch her. So if I'm really giving off vibes, then I hope that the views catch up with that. I think that we have different activists everywhere, and we're all just talking about animal rights, and I can see how you might confuse that. But I would think, honestly, the vegan teacher has her own style. She is unique to any activist. All of us are actually quite unique to any other activist. And I think we all need to be out there doing what we do best, because I'm going to attract a certain audience. And if you're a vegan wallflower right now, maybe you're in here and you just want to watch, that's fine. But you should be active in some manner, either in a chat of another vegan, making posts, talking to friends and coworkers if you can. Whatever you can do, whatever your skill is, utilize it to help the animals. Because if you were in the cage, I'm sure you would want someone advocating for you. Oh, the trolls are all bots? Or are you saying the vegan teacher has all bots? I don't know, man. She makes money off of her lives. I've seen it. I feel weird taking money. There are activists out there that are doing way more than me. Support them, you know? I appreciate when people donate, but really should go to the people that are doing the most work. I just want to honestly show people that I'm a Joe Schmo. I don't know all the facts, right? But I do know that I personally don't want to be exploited. I know that sentient beings care about what happens to themselves. That's all you need to know to stand up for somebody. You don't need to know reducing food's environmental impacts for producers and consumers. You don't need to know, is reality or do you have free will or not? You don't need to know that stuff. It's stupid. People are trying to distract you with this deterministic morality is subjective crap. It doesn't matter what you think on that. You can think it's subjective, objective. I don't care. I'm saying when you have an option between demanding someone's exploitation and not, you have a choice right there. You have an opportunity to do something on your own, whatever your brain comes to. And if you understand that one has a victim, then you'll understand there's a definite ethical choice between the two. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't care about the rest of the crap. You go to a grocery store, you got options. Stop appealing to hypocrisy and other people being bad. Doesn't matter what other people do. It's all about what you do. What are your actions? Worry about yourself before you worry about everybody else. Once you have your steps down, absolutely advocate for the animals. You should. But, to sit there and appeal to the nirvana fallacy, to appeal to futility, essentially, that's just digging, your head in the sand. You're ignoring the problem. Because every time we've had a rights issue going on and we had to fight it, putting your head in the sand just lengthened the time that people were being oppressed. You speak up, we're closer to liberation. So we got to do something. Don't be sorry. Do something. Do something. Okay, guys. I'm going to call it there. Thank you to all my vegans. I see that there's 4 requests. I see you guys there. I'm going to be live on Friday, so please come check me out. I will bring you up then. I will also, I don't know if I'll be live on Friday, because I'll be with anti-animal use on Friday, talking to people face-to-face about fairness and using animals and if they're actually living in alignment with their own principles of fairness. So please come check us out. That'll be this Friday, not Saturday, this Friday. So please come check us out, watch us, support us in the chat, ask us questions. I see I have someone messaging me. Can you make me a mod? Oh, I can't do that right now. I'll look into it afterwards. Let me write down. I'll message you later. I don't know what's going on, so caps. I'm trying to limit my mods in my YouTube chat because I think that honestly modding with YouTube hurts the algorithm. Obviously, if someone's being like really bigoted, they need to be muted. But if people are just being annoying, I mean, just block them from your own account. That way you don't have to see them. And yeah, just let it go. Like I said, unless they're being truly bigoted, like racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, etc. So anyway, thank you to all my vegans in the chat. Thank you for answering all the questions and being there. I really do appreciate you. Thank you to my non-vegans for sitting in here and listening. I know there's wallflowers out there. I know you're listening to this. I appreciate you being here. Definitely, please take a screenshot of my resources. Let me put my thing back up so you can see. Please check out my resources. Go look at what this crazy vegan's talking about, okay? Go watch Dominion. At minimum, watch this documentary, okay? It's on watchdominion.org. It's free on YouTube. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. I will see you this Friday, okay? Not here, but on another platform. If I'm not too tired, maybe I'll go live on TikTok too, because I do try to go live here twice a week, so we'll see. Anyway, thank you guys for all being here. You have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Go vegan. Oh, shoot. Gotta move that. Always gotta move my chat. Awesome. YouTube. You can see I don't think I did. I made some money. I didn't even say anything about the gifts. It was Two-Spirit Veg, Vegan Siren. Oh my God. Kelly Belly. PhD Free, Sarah, the Future Vegan. Wow. Keith, Sierra. Oh, you guys, that was so sweet. So many people. I don't know if you guys can see, but anyway, YouTube, thank you. I appreciate you too, the vegans and the non-vegans and the mods. Thank you guys for trying to keep the chat safe. I'm sorry if it got overwhelming in there. It does happen sometimes, but thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting everything. Go find another vegan to watch. Go support them as well. We need to get as many vegans active as possible. And thank you again for being in the chat. I feel like it's underrated. So with that said, you'll have a great vegan day. I'll see you later. Bye. Another shitty day.